Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Good to see you all, and welcome to another D&D night for Bad Rolls Good Time. I am Enroush1, your dungeon master for this evening. And without further ado, let's introduce our players. To my left here is Akuma, the tiefling sorcerer.
Evening, everybody.
After that, going clockwise around, we have Zymat, the human fighter.
What is up, everyone? Excited to do some serious RPing tonight with the mayor.
Absolutely. Then we have the force from the north, the risk taker, Gigroth, the Goliath barbarian.
What is good?
You got a little like Hulk Hogan action going on there.
Yeah, buddy.
And then finally, last but certainly not least, we have Cyrus, the elf bard.
How's it going, everyone?
All right. Well, recap. So for those who missed out on last week's episode, you missed out on some shit. Let me just say. There was a lot that happened. So first off, in Targos, you had found out that the Speaker Nerth, along with Scoth, the militia leader, seemed to have some ties, some connections to the Zentarum, which is like the mob of the D&D world. Might even be members themselves. You also found out that that same group, the Zentarum, is after Cyrus for some reason, for pulling a stunt on them and taking them for some money. They know he's an Icewind Dale.
No,
yeah.
Surely you jest.
Trying to, I don't know, murder you, I think. We'll see what happens.
I mean, maybe we should discuss it and find out.
Impossible.
All right. You were able to turn in your quest with Sephic's body, or Sub-Zero as you guys like to call him, turn him into Hlyn Trollbane. And Hlyn has agreed to help you out in other matters as far as information goes. She's not willing to get into contact or anything like that, or into combat. But she will help you out as far as information gathering. If you need her to do some digging, she will be more than willing to help you out with that. Let's see, what else is there? You found an individual by the name of Finney, an elder man who dodged the human sacrifice draft last month. Paid to be left out of that so he could stay back and help out his kids, or his grandchildren, whose parents had left to go to Caer-Dineval after finding these crystalline shards or crystal shard necklaces that had some sort of effect on them and caused them to just uproot their family and leave the town and go to Caer-Dineval. So there's something happening going on there. Trade routes have stopped through East Haven because the ferry has stopped there. There's still this Loch Ness monster in Bremen, in the lake off of Bremen. So there's all sorts of things going on, little breadcrumb trails that any of you can follow. But for now, you have secured a meeting with the Speaker of Bryn Shander, a woman by the name of Duvessa Shane. So Cyrus, Akuma, and Zymat are currently just getting started with that meeting with Duvessa Shane. Gigroth has essentially taken possession of a mouse, using his Goliath-like powers to take possession of a mouse, and is off on a little scurrying hunting mission to find information through this mouse. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start with Gigroth, or do we want to start with the meeting with the three of you?
I'm good starting off with Gigroth. See what this mouse entails.
Yeah.
Nice.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm leaving the stream.
Yep. Stream's over. That was it.
Thanks for coming out. I'll see myself out.
Oh, great.
All right. So this mouse, you wanted to have it kind of go into like a back room and find like some papers, and then you were going to use it was a level 2 spell. I forget what it was.
B sense. So that gives me the ability to see and hear what this mouse sees and hears.
Okay, so once this mouse has found papers, files, whatever it is that you have told this mouse to try and find, you are then going to use your beast sense to take over it and use your cognitive abilities to find out this information, find out something.
No. So before they walk in, so like as they walk in as a group, I've already taken control over the mouse.
Gotcha.
And then so at that point, that's when I'm gonna get that mouse into any back rooms possible.
Gotcha. So this office in the town hall in Bryn Shander there's no back room, but there are papers scattered about the desk. There's like an end table. There's some chairs where the party is currently sitting. And your mouse scurries up onto the table, and I need you to make me an investigation check.
All right. Oof. 3.
Okay. Fortunately, you do find some things, some various papers, but the only thing of note with that 3, with that investigation check, is you can see a paper that says Council of Speakers roll call. And there is a list of towns, and there is a list of names, and then there is check marks by some of the names and check marks by other names. And you can kind of infer that this is basically this is a roll call for the meetings that happen every month, that all the different councils, all the different speakers of each town and 10 towns get together and discuss matters between the towns, things like that. This is basically a roll call of who was at that most recent meeting.
Okay.
And we'll pause there for that, and we will go to the rest of the party. Speaker Duvessa-Shane says, okay, yeah, please sit down. I'm always willing to hear things from visitors to Bryn Shander or to residents. How may I be of service? And she sits down in her chair behind her desk.
Yes. So my associates and I, we represent the interests of Acquisitions Incorporated, and we are trying to expand business here into the north and securing some trade routes.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some concerns about doing business here, though.
Here specifically in Bryn Shander or here in Icewind Dale?
Here in Icewind Dale, you see, setting up permanent business concerns us, as our associates may be placed in this lottery we've heard about.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you're familiar with the sacrifices each of these towns make every month in order to appease the Frostmaiden.
Yes, we are. And the Frostmaiden, this issue is troublesome enough, but without having our employees and associates sacrificed to this Frostmaiden, it seems like it would be a hard choice to start doing business here.
Well, I mean, this winter has lasted far too long, and we fear this was a decision made by the Council of Speakers about a year and a half ago to start implementing sacrifices each town once a month upon the new moon to appease the Frostmaiden, in hopes that she would lift her spell upon Icewind Dale, or at the very least not worsen the conditions here. This has been the way for the last year and a half, and this is just something that we do here. Every town is subject to this. If you are uncomfortable with the thought of human sacrifices, as what happens here in Bryn Shander, perhaps a neighboring town would be more suitable to set up business in.
Forgive me, but for clarification's sake, is what my understanding is that you offer the sacrifice with little to no acknowledgement or return from the Frost Maiden. This is simply an attempt at preventative measures.
More or less, yes. That is correct.
And after you, forgive me, you believed the winter has been for a year. How long have you been showing sacrifices to the Ice Maiden?
We have been making monthly sacrifices, or the towns have been doing this for the last year, roughly.
So shortly after the winter started, then,
Correct.
and everyone is in the lottery. Nobody is an exception to it. I presume.
That is correct. Everyone, at least all residents of Bryn Shander are. Other towns choose to make sacrifices in their own way, whether it be to give up food for the night or warmth. But here in Bryn Shander, is one of the largest cities in 10 towns, we offer a human sacrifice.
Can I get an insight check on whether or not she's lying that anyone is an exception?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, that's a 6.
Okay. You don't get anything anyway. You believe that she's telling the truth.
I kind of turn to Zyma and Akuma. I'm like, I don't know. She seems pretty clean cut, guys.
And
This all seems by the books.
Miss Duvessa, have you seen any return on this investment?
Well, winters haven't gotten worse. I personally feel that that is something. If the Frost Maiden has the abilities to make Icewind Dale what it is, she certainly has the abilities to wreak havoc on our towns, and so far that has not happened. So as the council sees it, these sacrifices are working.
No, if the council believes that these sacrifices are working, why does not everyone participate?
Well, when you have a city of only 20 people, 50 people, losing one member of that community is quite the blow. So for those towns that have less of a population, they choose to make sacrifices in their own way.
Has anyone attempted to communicate with the Ice Maiden?
Adventurers have come and gone, mostly gone, and not come back. There are so few magical people in Icewind Dale that being able to directly contact her, or being able to directly contact this deity, has been not the most fruitful of efforts.
So essentially, there is no way to confirm that the sacrifices have been working, or even simply forthcoming heat for the evening is a worthy sacrifice to the Ice Maiden. There is no way to confirm or deny any of these assumptions, correct?
We prefer to look at it as her wrath has not fallen upon the entire 10 towns, and that's a win for us. In these trying times, a situation that is not worsened is a win.
Speaker Duvessa.
Yes.
Go ahead, Cyrus.
I was just gonna make a comment about, except for the people who ended up sacrificed. Like the situation hasn't worsened except for them.
A price to pay for the greater good.
I see.
Speaker Duvessa, if I may be frank, our sources here in 10 towns have alluded that there is some draft dodging occurring here and elsewhere. And as representatives of Acquisitions Incorporated, we would like to take part in this, and we'd be prepared to sign an exclusivity deal with Bryn Shander to keep our business here. But I don't feel like you've been completely honest on your part in this draft dodging.
I can assure you that there's nothing of the sort happening here. Make me an insight check. with advantage because you have
Proof.
actually you know what, you don't even need to make it because you have prior knowledge that this is that's bullshit.
I mean, your delivery is pretty honest. If that's worth anything.
Or do you say that to her?
No. I'm
Okay.
saying this. This is table
That's
talk.
okay. Okay, so you don't say that specifically to do that.
I just totally uproot our entire conversation against us. Like, you know what, gosh, she seems pretty by the books. I don't know. Sorry.
So did you not want the insight check?
No, you don't even need to make it. You know that she's flat out lying to you.
Okay. So you've never interacted with an elderly man here in town named Finney?
And you can see she is taken aback by this. Visibly shaken by calling her out on it. And she puts her head down and closes her eyes and thinks to herself for a little bit and says, one exception was made. A very, very tragic story Finney's is. And no matter what, I could not allow those children to lose another guardian.
Well, I think your heart is in the right place. You do realize that the Frostmaiden was seeking retribution on those dodging your own draft, your own sacrifices. And this is how we found Finney.
She, again, is noticeably shaken by that, and she says, Are you serious? How did you, if this is true, do tell. How did you find out?
The sources do not matter, but it has been handled. But you should know that here, as well as in Targos, there have been more than one sacrifices made because of these draft dodges.
I'm unaware. Please, if you have any further information on that, myself and the other speakers would love to hear. It would need to be brought to the attention of the entire towns. So more than one sacrifice need not be made.
I'm going to use message at this point to talk to Cyrus and Zymont and be, how much do we want to let go here? Or we just want to cut it off. This is all we know.
I would like to see if maybe we can. There's so much information we lack. They are doing so much on assumptions of these Icewind, and it could be hurting the cause or helping. We do not know. If there is a way they could potentially lead us in the right direction to approach this Icewind or find out more information, or even if need be, confront her, I think that would be a good starting point.
Yeah, I don't feel like we need to name drop Sethic, but we could maybe allude to the fact that some people have that the draft dodging has certainly ruffled some feathers.
Gigroth, as you peer through your mouse's eyes, there are 10 towns in 10 towns. Wow, weird how that works out.
Right?
So each town has a speaker. The three speakers were not in attendance at the last meeting of at the last council of speakers. Cranach Seaver The speaker for Caer-Dineval was not in attendance. Trovis, it's just a one-word name. Trovis, the speaker to Caer Konig, was not in attendance at the last meeting.
Could you read the first one for Karnock?
Crannoc Seaver.
Oh, Karnock.
Crannoc is his first name.
And he's the speaker for which
For
place?
Caer-Dineval, which is the same town that the children's parents left for.
The last person?
The last person is Edgra Dermot, who is the speaker for Dugan's Hole.
All right.
All the others were in attendance, and I can give you those names either during the break or if specifically you want one of the town's speakers' names, I can give you that as well. Okay, back to the three of you.
I think this might be something we have to take into our own hands, friend. So I am one for soliciting any advice and assistance they can offer us to begin our own journey to this Frostmaiden. Who knows? There could be
Apologies.
some potential coin for us in it. I mean, freeing an entire civilization, if you will, from a demigod could be quite a profitable adventure.
Are you saying this in message or out
Yes,
loud?
in message. No, message.
I mean, I'm certainly in agreement. I would hope that there'd be quite a bit of profit involved in that.
Cyrus, do you want to talk business with her?
Sure. Kind of what are we looking for game plan here, business wise?
A way to communicate with the Frostmaiden, and then supplies and assistance, and then maybe the rite of passage to speak with the other speakers. Like put in a word where if we show up, we don't have to fight our way to talk to them, because we
Okay.
still. I definitely want to talk to the other ones that are sacrificing. You know what I mean? I honestly want to find out. I'm just blown away by the fact that some towns are sacrificing people, and then the other ones are just like, "Hey, we'll be a little colder tonight," and they're doing all of this with no direction either or, right? I mean, the Frostmaiden could be cool with like, "All right, you guys are colder for a night. I like that. That's good enough," and she's completely ignoring the sacrifices, or the other way around, or who knows? Like that just seems insane to me, honestly.
Yeah, the sacrifice thing definitely feels a bit arbitrary. Okay, I have an idea of what to say to her. I'll try. Shit, what's her name? Duvessa. We very much appreciate you taking the time here to discuss things with us and give us the information and negotiate with us. But as it stands, we're not 100% sure based on what we've encountered so far, who we can and can't trust. And you've given us every reason to trust you so far, which I appreciate. But we think it'd be best if we as a group, Acquisitions Incorporated, handled the situation with the draft dodgers, and we will certainly follow up with you when we accrue more information. That being said, however, we're still starting to lay our foundation here in 10 towns, and any supplies you could possibly offer us to get this situation resolved, or if you could put in a good word with the other seers about, so that when we travel there, we don't have to jump through so many hoops to coordinate with them and work the situation out.
She sits up in her chair and leans forward, folds her hands and leans on the desk, puts her forearms on the desk. And she says, Acquisitions Incorporated is a very large franchise, and we would definitely welcome you as representatives to Icewind Dale should you choose to make your business home here. Should you choose to do that, you will have every resource of Bryn Shander that you want, as far as locating a base of operations, full support of myself as the speaker. We will make sure that we can get you established, as more commerce in 10 towns benefits us all. However, do not mistake my willingness to help as weakness. The situation with the Frostmaiden is very, very delicate, and I will not endanger any more individuals than need to be endangered in my town. If you choose to pursue the Frostmaiden in whatever way you will not have Bryn Shander's resources at your disposal, and as long as I am the head of the Council of Speakers, you will not have the resources of the entirety of 10 towns either. Now, each city is more than capable of making their own decisions, and you may speak with them, and I will grant you an ear at the next Council of Speakers should you attend.
And when is that?
That is going to be, let's make it, sorry, pulling out my calendar here. Let's make it, it's going to be 5 days after the new moon. So there will be another sacrifice before then. So it'll be 5 days after the next new moon, which is also 5 days before your next report to Acquisitions Incorporated is due, Zaimon.
Correct. I would just send one ahead of time anyways.
In the meantime, you are free to seek out matters. You are free to seek out matters yourself if you would like to speak with the speakers individually.
I do know that there are some absences at the Speakers Council. How does the council handle these absentees?
Blizzards, weather is very tough. Some of these places, some of the towns in 10 towns are very treacherous to get to. We don't fault anyone for missing a meeting or two.
I guess what I'm talking about is the untimely demise of the Speaker of Goodmead.
Ah, yes, Kendrick Reelsbarrow. Very tragic incident.
How will he be replaced?
The town will hold an election within the next week, typically. There are two front runners for that election, or my sources and my people tell me that there are two front runners for that election. Mr. What's his name? Shander Froth. Let me pull it out of my book.
Yeah, I think we had that name already.
Yep.
That name sounds familiar.
A Mr. Shander Froth and a Miss Olivessa Untapor.
Oh, yep.
And what are the prerequisites for this election?
The towns are free to elect whoever they feel fit. I'm very young. The town felt that I would do a good job when they elected me. I feel I've served them well. Goodmead is a smaller city of only, as I flip pages here, of only 100 population, of only 100. They will elect who they see fit.
Did he have any agendas that were contested or not really supported by the people or any of his fellow running mates?
Kendrick Reelsbarrel, you're talking about?
Yes.
The former speaker who was killed?
Yes. Like, did they have any kind of agenda that they were pushing that was openly contested by somebody?
He says, Kendrick was very well beloved by not only everyone in Goodmead, but from all the surrounding towns. He took a first-hand approach in their trade and delivering mead to all of the towns. They run a very tight ship. He was very, very well beloved by everyone. You could not find a better speaker than Kendrick. And from what I understand, the citizens of Goodmead are very, very upset and mourn deeply for their loss.
Well, gentlemen, I believe that is a good starting point for us. We have quite a bit of investigating to do, if you will.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time today, Duvessa. One quick question. How familiar are you with Caer-Dineval and what goes on there?
What would you like to know?
Are they pretty by the book? What is it, like the speaker? I guess I don't even really know exactly what Caer-Dineval is. Just like,
okay,
does the speaker there run things pretty by the book? Is everything pretty standard business there?
Okay, so first off, make me a history check to see what you know about this place, as you've been in Icewind Dale for some time now.
5.
Okay. You know that it is a smaller town, population of about 100, and that there really isn't a whole lot going on in that town other than a big castle.
Okay, big castle,
Its location is north of East Haven, along whatever lake that is that they are on, Loch Dinishir. So then, as to your question, she says, Cranach has been absent for the last several meetings. Sickness, from what I understand. He's been cooped up in his residence, which happens to be the castle in Caer-Dineval. We wish him a speedy recovery.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, thank you for your time today, Duvessa. If you gentlemen are finished here, then perhaps we can continue with our investigation.
One more question, just for the sake of entrepreneurship. Where can you get the best ore here in 10 Towns and Icewind Dale?
For purchase or for mining yourself?
Both, if you will.
Well, the shield dwarves have pretty much a monopoly on mining the ore, and I need to pull up my map. Where is my map? In the dwarves in the Dwarven Valley, the shield dwarves in the Dwarven Valley pretty much have a monopoly on the mining business there, near Kelvin's Cairn. And if you look on your Icewind Dale map, you will be able to see it there. I will bring that up here as well. They pretty much have a monopoly on that there, so you can deal with them directly. Other than that, I'm sure the Black Iron Blades would have raw ore available here in town. And any of the various merchants in either Targos, Tourmaline, or East Haven should be able to help you out.
Thank you kindly. You've been most generous and helpful. Hopefully we at Acquisitions Incorporated are able to come to the bottom of both issues and bring a little bit of sunshine and warmth to the Icewind Dale.
I think that's something we all could use.
As I go to get up, I'll lean kind of onto her desk, and I'll use thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow like hot embers, and I'll remind Speaker Devessa that we will be keeping tabs on the lottery. Have a good day.
And I'll be keeping tabs on you.
And as they're still going on with this, could I try and make another investigation check to see if I can find anything else? Any more papers or anything like that?
How long does your dominate beast or whatever that spell last?
Up to an hour.
Up to an hour. Okay. I would say that this meeting, well, it's been like 35 minutes itself. So yeah, you are within your hour.
All right. 7.
You do not find anything else in addition to what you have already found.
All right. Well, it was
The
worth a
mouse
shot.
finds some cheese.
The mouse finds like some hair and starts chewing on it and runs back into the walls to its
Like,
nest.
yes!
As I'm seeing this, I'm like, no, drop it, drop it.
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, I will be sense to wake up covered with a blanket under a bunch of snow, and any passerby scare the shit out of them.
So as an older gentleman in this cold weather clothing is walking by, and he takes notice of you looking like some homeless bum along the street, and you come to and shake out of it. He gets scared and hurries by faster as this slumbering Goliath wakes up in the street.
Once we are outside and out of earshot of Duvessa, I just want to kind of express to the rest of the group the situation with the speaker and Caer-Dineval makes me even more interested in checking that place out. The fact that he's been sick for the last several meetings, and there's the situation with Finney's kids. There's definitely something very interesting going up there.
Indeed.
Concur.
Yes, I agree. I think that is definitely the next step in our trail. It seems to be there could be potentially 2 or 3 answers there in town for us to look at.
The other thing that crossed my mind
go ahead.
is there is an election in a week in a town of about 100 people, and an idea crossed my mind to have either Akuma or I try to run as run for Speaker of Goodmead.
You want to try try and
good is
gain
your
some
charisma?
favor there?
My charisma's solid, dude, and I think well, I get the impression that Akuma is not bad with charisma, but I thought mostly because you have that expertise for magic so far, and well, I've got that way with people. I figured one of us would be a good call there. The biggest issue with me doing it is I sort of have a hit on out for me, so perhaps that's not the best idea.
You want to jump out in the open and say, "Hey, vote for Cyrus." Hey, wait a minute, and then
I just get shot like immediately as soon as I stand on the podium.
giant
like,
blinking
"Vote for Cyrus."
neon light saying, "Look here, Zentarum, look here."
No, that's not true. I changed my hair color.
Yeah,
It's
slightly.
different. No, I went from blonde to brown. That's pretty substantial.
Started wearing eyeliner.
I'm just gonna have to make an entirely new. I'm just gonna have to change my entire persona. Just come across as like somebody new entirely with like my disguise kit.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you could pull it off.
Okay, so it is now. So this happened like midday. It's probably close to like 2 in the afternoon, something like that. The trek to Caer-Dineval is from Bryn Shander is 10.5 hours. East Haven is 7.5. Goodmead is 6 hours away. If you want to stay in Bryn Shander, you guys are free to do whatever you'd like now. You've met back up with Gigroth outside of the town hall. What would you like to do?
We still have these axe beaks. Do we want to turn them in or just keep taking them?
Nah, I like keeping them. I think we're gonna need them.
Keep the tab rolling.
Yeah, I guess. And
I
it's one of
mean-
those things that if we we turn them back in, we'll get them back when we get them back.
Akuma, and Zymot, and Gigroth. I want all of you to make me a history check. Akuma and Zymot with disadvantage because you are new to Icewind Dale, and Gigroth with advantage because you are from the area.
Akuma rolled a nat 1.
All right.
3.
Okay. You guys
It's
don't know
very cold
shit.
here.
You guys don't know
It's very
shit about
cold here.
Caer-Dineval.
Gigroth luckily got a 17.
Okay, so Gigroth, you know a little bit of history about Caer-Dineval. It is definitely one of the older towns in Icewind Dale. In generations past, it's yeah. This place is cold. That's what Akuma and Zymot know about it. It's a very small town along a harbor on Loch Dineshire. The town was settled, and when the town was settled, they erected this very large castle, and it was just like an incredible sight, and so that's what drew initial settlers to this town. After the initial settlement, the place was overrun by orcs for the next couple of years. The initial settlers falling back into the castle, trying to hold their ground there, but were unable to. And then over the next year, orcs just kind of like took over the place and made it their home, like razed the place to the ground. And then after that, a couple of years later, people wanting to reclaim the town kind of came in and swept through and killed all of the orcs, and resettled the place. The Caer, the castle, still stands to this day, and is the place where the speaker makes their home. That is what you know about the place, Gigroth.
Gigroth, you've been hitting the books, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm not just swole here. I'm swole here.
I'm wrestling with one arm, reading a book in the other.
That's right. That's how Gigroth do.
He's got thick, like black rimmed glasses on, just like. So, are we going to Caer-Dineval next? If we do, that's pretty close to East Haven, and we could check out the. I think that would be the last. Who was it? The last target from Sefik, I think, was in East Haven.
Yeah, I'll like
Rardar.
going to Caer-Dineval.
Yep, the
I
fisherman
think-
boys.
I think that's the biggest like lead we have right now that could be a springboard into something else. Once again, we can potentially get some info on the Icewind or the Ice Maiden, and we can find out what's going on with these crystals, if that's what the Zentarum are after, and then just get a feel on this the speaker and why they've missed the meetings. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's our 50-meter target right now.
You know,
Maybe
if
we
one of
would
us
do.
was a speaker, we would have a lot of information.
You really want to do this, don't you?
I think what I want to do is I want to send up Akuma because he's like, she expressed, I do,
down.
but like,
I
She-
back this up.
what I want to do is I want to basically like have Akuma go up and I'll just sort of like feed him stuff to say to sort of just like kind of persuade people like through message or through some like magical means, and then like he'll just go up there and run it. I mean, that is if he wants to run it all.
I mean, that'd give us a seat at the council and kind of give us a way to politically oppose uh, the speaker of Targos and Duvessa.
Plus, it would give us a ton of information, like about the Ice Maiden, as well as the Zentarim's like role and everything. Like, I feel like, I mean, you know what, Zymot could also as well. I just figured they had expressed that magicians, like magical users, were like really uncommon around here, and I thought that would give you like a standout presence or something that people would be like, "Whoa, this guy is something else entirely," and could, you know, maybe you could win people over through, I don't know, parlor tricks and whatnot. But that's Cyrus's line of thought.
No,
The
forgive
antlers
me,
and
friend.
tails don't make me stick out like a sore thumb.
That reminded me of a contract I had in Waterdeep, where one of the contractors had a. We were on security for a political detail, and one decided to run themselves. It ended up poorly. They enticed a riot, and they were hung till dead. It was very, very sad.
You know, Zymot, every time you bring up one of your old contracts or one of your old adventuring groups, a lot of people die.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel with you in our group.
I'm just a little like,
What?
what
No.
is your deal there, man? Like, is that just a
I don't-
uncanny occurrence?
I've never noticed that. No, it can't be. I mean, the life of a Queenblade is not the safest one, that is for sure. But no, certainly people have lived. Look, I'm still alive myself.
I'm just worried that someday we're going to be one of those, acquaintances from some heist in, 10 towns, and we're just another story.
Yep.
But what a glorious story it shall be, no?
That was
That
a
is
threat.
not filling with. That was not
That
filling
was a
me with
threat.
confidence here.
Hey, Gigroth is liking what he's hearing. He's about that, Viking, that Viking pride. The best way to go out is through battle.
He's like, oh, I'll die at a young age, but at least people will remember me.
Like the only way to live is to die.
Well, look at the time. I must check in with my contractees. Forgive me. I'll be back shortly.
Please go ahead.
And you guys
How
thought I
well
was the
known-
shady one.
How well known is Gigroth throughout 10 towns? Nick.
Bryn Shander is definitely where you're known the most. I would say probably just Bryn Shander is where you're known the most. There might be tales of this frat boy Goliath, winning arm wrestling matches. But I would say that Bryn Shander is probably where you frequent the most.
All right. All right.
With that in mind, maybe we should have had him come in with us to speak to Duvessa, because she would have been like, "Go Gigroth," just because this is in Bryn Shander, right?
Yeah, you are currently in Bryn Shander.
Yeah, that might have been a good idea, but anyways.
Yeah, I was thinking if we were gonna go to what was it?
Dineval.
Dineval, yeah. Dineval. If you're trying to run for the Seeker, I was thinking, well, if I have some, stories some people know about me, maybe able to, I'm Gigroth. The stories you heard are true, and there's like, I support this man all the way, and maybe that might have helped, become Seeker.
I mean, so your background, you have the folk hero trait, right? So you're able.
That is true.
Like you're able to fit in among commoners, which I think really plays well into like. The people of 10 towns definitely know about Goliaths, and they know specifically about the two rival tribes of Goliaths that make their homes in the spine of the world, in the mountains there. That kind of all plays into your background. So even if you're not like known specifically for frequenting a place, your folk hero rustic hospitality background will definitely come into play in those places that you visit.
Okay, cool.
All right, so are you traveling? Are you going to wait in Bryn Shander, or are you going to travel today to get to one of these places? Because based on the amount of time, that will determine when, like, which of these cities you're going to will determine what time you arrive there.
How long will it be to Caer-Dineval?
10
10
and a
hours,
half
I believe.
hours. So it's going to be past midnight when you would arrive in Caer-Dineval.
Do we want to wait then because of like the cold winter night might kill us kind of thing?
Nah.
What's
I
the
think-
distance from Goodmead to Caer-Dineval?
From Goodmead to Caer-Dineval. Excellent question. Goodmead, as I'm flipping through my book, to Caer-Dineval is 8 hours. So if you look at your map of Icewind Dale, you can take the east way, which is the road east, and then it kind of splits off into 3 directions. You can continue following it east to East Haven, and that is a 7.5 hour trip. You can turn south and go to Goodmead, which is a 6 hour trip from Bryn Shander, or you can follow it north along the lake and go up to Caer-Dineval, which is 10.5 hours.
So I want to go ahead and go to Caer-Dineval because once again, like that has the most options for us. But 2, I think we should go today, even if we have to travel at night, for 2 reasons. A, time is of the essence. I would like to try to get something resolved before more people get sacrificed needlessly. And 2, well, actually 3 reasons. 2, if we do go after the Frostmaiden, we're gonna have to figure out exactly what she's capable of, and at least figuring out how cold this place can get at night is a small sample size to that, right? Of what we may be dealing with. And third, if there's something that comes out at night, it would be good of us to know that as well for future reference if we do need to travel. At least right now we're rested, we're well equipped, and things are good. So it might give us a little more information. And plus, it might also deter someone from following us out of town. So that's my vote.
Okay. it-
My counter to this would be, so
Excuse me.
we'd be arriving at midnight, and so we'd still need to find lodging when we arrive at Caer-Dineval. If with only 6.5 hours to get to Goodmead, we could get a room at the tavern, rub shoulders with some of the townsfolk. It's still less time to get to Caer-Dineval than leaving straight from Bryn Shander by a couple hours. Kind of pick up any information there, figure out what the political situation is, find out a little bit of information on the candidates for speaker, and if we decide that Goodmead is in good hands, we could then leave for Caer-Dineval in the morning after a long rest in a warm tavern, and still have plenty of time to inspect Caer-Dineval by daylight.
Well, we could still inspect by daylight if we get there at midnight. We rest up all day or all night. You know what I mean? I think it gives us the opportunity to have literally all day in Caer-Dineval if we need to. I mean, I can go either way. I'm just leaning towards Caer-Dineval.
I just
How
wanted to
long
be
would it-
devil's advocate.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, and I understand.
How
that.
long would it take for us to get from Goodmead to Caer-Dineval?
That's
I think you said 6 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah,
That's still
so-
8 hours.
Yeah,
so
because
either way, it would be
because
a
you-
whole day's travel.
because from Bryn Shander you're turning south, and then
Mhm.
you'd basically be backtracking up north to get to
Okay.
Caer-Dineval.
if that's the case, in case we do get stuck out as our expedition, I'd like to visit the shop.
So, what was that, Mark? Sorry.
No, I'm saying depending on what we are going to be doing, because I do want to go with Jedi's idea. If we go with Jedi's idea, I'd like to go to the shop to buy a couple of things before we head out. And then also those 2 axe birds that we have, we got to deal with that too.
Well,
We've been renting
we're-
them this whole time.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold on to them and then return them later when we're fully done with them because we still have more traveling to do.
Yeah, you basically
Yeah.
have a tab going for as long as you hold these things. Have these
Okay,
have
cool,
these
cool.
burbs.
It's burbs.
Question for you, Nick.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the map, and
Mhm.
so on the east way, You kind of see there's a saddle between the two hills at the edge of the forest, and then Goodmead's on the other side of the saddle. How much time would it shave off if we went off the road and went through that saddle
To Caer-Dineval?
to Goodmead?
To Goodmead. Okay. So if you're not following the road, the terrain becomes more difficult terrain. You could shave a little bit of time off, but there are consequences for that. You could get caught in a blizzard. You could there's wilderness encounters where you could meet a wolf. You could a yeti could come out and eat you. You know, like there are a lot of there are other things that could happen. But yes, you could shave some time by making that shortcut to Goodmead. Probably shave about like an hour off.
It's probably just best that we go straight to Caer-Dineval.
Yeah, the only argument I would have about going to Goodmead first is we have a week for the election. I think that's what they said. And so, like, maybe we wanted to get that in now. But either way, I want to get to Caer-Dineval sooner rather than later. So I say let's just go with that. To Caer-Dineval.
Well, all right. Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm down for someone. I'm down for someone running for Seeker. So if that's the path we want to take, then I'm cool taking the detour to try to get one of us as the Seeker position. And you said that what? That's a 50 or 100 person town, DM.
There's 100.
Yeah, 100 people, population of 100.
Plus, I mean, if you're the Seeker, then you can also give a discounted rate of mead to Acquisitions Incorporated to sell abroad. So, yeah, I'm down for that too. So, who wants to run for mayor?
We still need to sort that out yet because every one of us kind of has an issue with being the runner-up. Because it's like Akuma, it has the horns. I have a bounty on my head. Gigroth isn't the most charismatic, but he is a folk hero. So, and then Zymot, well, we're just not all sure about you.
What about Wizzy? Fizzy? The old dude.
Finny?
Finny, yeah. We could use Finny, man. Who doesn't like Finny? We could be like, yo, bro.
Finny.
Yeah, exactly.
Puppeteer Finny is like, I'm just an old man trying to raise my 2 kids. I know what it's like. It's like, oh, just tug at the heartstrings. Oh, that's a good plan.
Sounds like a winner to me, man.
Wait,
Either way, let's get on our way to Goodmead and figure things out, scope out the candidates.
All right, so you're going to Goodmead first now.
Yeah, I think we've decided we're doing that.
Okay.
Gigroth Akuma, what do you guys want to do?
Are you
I'm
sure
not
you're
running.
cool with this?
I'm not running. I'll tell you that right now. So let's figure that out. Does anyone want to be the candidate? If not, then there's no point. Because I'm only on board for one of us to try to be the Seeker. If none of us want to be the Seeker, then that kind of defeats the purpose.
I feel like the bounty discounts Cyrus immediately.
Well,
I could put on a disguise and put on a new persona and be just a new person.
Can you illusion him?
I can minor illusion him, but I can disguise self myself.
Oh, okay. So there's no way you can like make him look like someone else every time he's in public.
I mean, I don't really, that'd be Nick's discretion how much we could really fudge with minor illusion. But it is a cantrip, but it only lasts a minute, so.
Oh yeah,
I'd be sitting there like.
all your speeches are slotted for Instagram.
I just go up there and I just like what is it? Auctioneer it, and I'm just like, hey, I've got these policies, and I'm like, bye, and then I just bolt off stage.
All right. Well, then I think the Seeker thing is off the table then.
Okay.
So to Caer-Dineval it is then?
I mean...
Caer-Dineval it is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Gigroth.
No,
Quit playing with the rat and spit it out.
No, never mind. No, because I'm thinking about it as like, well, there is still the option of, me being the Seeker, and then I thought about it as like, Gigroth. I don't. He's gonna find some way to fuck it up.
All right, sweet. Off to Caer-Dineval we go
Okay.
then.
All right. And you still have 2 axe speaks, correct?
Yes.
Correct the moon.
And
All right.
then as we're prepping, I would like to go ahead and send a message over to Acquisitions Incorporated.
Sure. What would you like it to say?
Uh,
You can just give me the
Hello?
broad strokes of it, what
okay.
you want to put in there.
Hello, this is me. I think this thing is working. I just write like this. Does
Yep.
it matter if I write
Yep,
in cursive?
you've got a piece
or-
of parchment and you've got a special quill and ink
Mhm.
that you use to write on it that they gave you.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm writing all this. I don't know if I should write in cursive or in print. Hopefully, it comes out legible on your end. It's cold out here. So we found a couple of leads. We're still working on potentially opening up trade routes for Acquisitions Incorporated. Looking into mining prospects, as well as potential alcoholic services. Found corruption. Going to resolve this prior to setting up any further initial probing. We'll keep you updated. Still alive. Let me know if this is legible, because my penmanship is not the best. Are you reading this like right now, or do I have to wait?
No,
Anyone there?
you let me know when you're done writing what you
Oh,
want
I
to
know.
write to them.
I'm still writing.
Oh,
exactly that.
you're actually writing that, literally
Yeah.
writing what that says.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything I just said, I 100% was writing. He's
Okay.
not the most magically inclined human being.
hmm
I am a human, right? Yeah, I'm a human. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's the end.
Okay.
Bye.
So
Zaimot.
as you when
Wait.
you sign it, your name at
Zaimot.
the end, that ink dissolves into the parchment.
I start writing again. Oh no! Did I mess this up? Did you see that? It just went away. It's gone.
And
Did I
that
mess this up?
everything that you write dissolves into it dissolves into the paper, and then after a little bit, in the same ink appears a thumbs up. Like it's a picture of a hand with a thumbs up, signed Scala.
They emoticon me. I
Yep.
sent them this long thing, and they're just like K.
Yeah, they're just like thumb, and then with a signature of Scala.
All
Total
right.
Scala move right there. Just he should have just responded with left on read, like read at 6:47.
All right. All right, I'm good. I'll go ahead and pack it back up in my pack, and then head downstairs to meet everyone.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a sad, like kind of heads droop down a little bit, like oh man.
I'm just glad I didn't break it.
Gigroth, you wanted to get something before you left?
Yes, I wanted to. Well, before I leave, I want to ask Zaimot. So, Zaimot, what were you doing?
Oh, I was checking in with my headquarters. They gave me a means to communicate with them, and I simply keeping them up to date in case, I should become one of those very, very sad stories.
Oh, well, what is the name of your of that associates of yours?
Acquisitions Incorporated? We
Really?
discussed
I-
this?
I happen to know Gigroth is like he's forgetful. Do you happen to know? I know somebody from there. Do you happen to know Iron Will?
Yes, those are in fact the branch that hired me.
Can you tell Crawler I said hi?
I shall do that in the next communique. It shall be my
That's-
honor.
That's all. That's all I wanted. With that, just say hi to Crawler.
Crawler.
And I want to go to the shop and get a tent and some pittance.
Yep. Add those to your inventory. Deduct the gold cost of them, and you guys are on your way.
Awesome sauce.
Okay. Let me bring up the map of Caer-Dineval. All right. So, you guys make the full 10.5 hour trek. It is It is in the middle of the night, and you make it to Caer-Dineval. As you approach the town from the east way, you can definitely see it's like a tiered setup where
Real quick before you go into it, can
Mhm.
I make a perception check to see if I pick up any kind of wildlife or noises or anything while we're traveling?
Sure.
Just additional information for future purposes. Perception. Gosh darn it! I guess I'm just getting it out of the way now. 5.
Other than just like the howling wind and maybe like the coo of an owl every once in a while, you don't pick up anything or see anything along the way.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Okay, so as you make your way into Caer-Dineval from the east way, you are immediately confronted by these fortifications, which the town is famous for. This you can see off in the distance on the other side of the harbor, this giant castle, which sits atop a hill, and that hill kind of wraps around the harbor, and the houses and residential area and places where everyone lives is on this like tiered system with a road coming in between them. If you take the right fork of this road, you can see what used to be a watchtower that has crumbled down to the ground along the harbor. The harbor is completely frozen, and then obviously there's the castle in the distance.
Is that the one that's kind of like across the harbor? That's
Yes.
Like,
So
it's
if
the Caer.
yes, if you look at the map, there is the Caer, and that is of course the castle that was originally founded this place, as well as where the speaker makes their living, where the speaker makes their home.
So the adventurer in me wants to go check out the ruined watchtower. I don't know if anyone else wants to. If not, then we could stay on target. But that's the only. I don't know. The adventure in me, like, why is it rubble? So I don't know if anyone else wants to check that out with me. If not, we can continue on to the Caer.
It's midnight right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it's
at this point, Cyrus is already walking towards the nearest inn as you're pointing out the ruined watchtower.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We can do it during the day.
The only inn that you know of in this place, well, you know of. Let me see here. Well, make me a history check, Cyrus. Gigroth, you can make me that history check as well.
With advantage.
No, this is not going to be with advantage to either of you.
16.
Okay.
17.
All right. So both of you know that there is a place, a tavern called the Uphill Climb, which is near the Caer. So you travel through town. It was established there as a way, for tourists who want to visit the castle and see the castle. This this tavern is set up right outside the Caer. There's also a place called Denev's Rest, which is on the opposite side near the ruined watchtower. But both of you know that place has closed down some time ago. It was an inn, but it's been out of business for almost a year.
Well, if it's empty, we can just go squat there then. And if we stay long enough, we get squatters' rights.
Sold.
You guys are going to go squat at Denev's Rest?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm down.
As you make your way towards Denev's Rest, I would like each of you to make me a perception check.
9 from Akuma.
7.
My dice this time.
I'm filling out the bad rolls part of our title.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You
Okay.
all kind of have tonight.
Yep.
14.
7.
Gigroth's got a 14. Akuma?
Indeed,
A 9.
A 9. Okay.
Using my cool looking dice.
Nice. All right, Gigroth, you are the only one that notices this, but there are 4 sets of footprints leading up to Denev's Rest.
I just pointed out like, hey guys, hey guys, look.
Oh, looks like we're not the only people with that idea about squatting.
Do we recognize the footprints?
So if Gigroth points them out to you, make me an investigation check.
Can I give him advantage?
So like both. Okay,
Like-
yeah. So if multiple people want to make investigation checks, they can, or you can say both of you are doing it, but Cyrus, you are helping Akuma do it. So whichever
Yeah,
whichever way, both of you can make it, or one of you can make it with advantage.
I'm just gonna help him make it. I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
hey, that looks kind of like a Goliath's footprint right there. Is that you, Gigroth?
Is that my own footprint?
Gigroth would get confused and like see his own footprints and think, "Oh my gosh, there's someone else here."
Oh man.
Like, god damn it, Gigra. But yeah, I'm gonna do a roll. And then if you want, give Akuma the advantage. But I'll also do that insight roll. See
Okay.
if I get anything.
So it's investigation. Gigroth, you're making one yourself. Cyrus, you are helping Akuma.
Yep.
All right, so Akuma, make
Uh,
yours with advantage. Gigroth, you make yours normally.
That is
rolled
an 18.
18 and 18.
Yes, indeedly.
You guys put your heads together and you can determine that these are dwarven footprints. Based on
Yeah,
their
quit
size
touching
and
my
shape, there is a very strong likelihood that these are dwarven footprints.
Shall we see if they are the hospitable kind?
Before I make a call on that or my vote on that, do we have any kind of exhaustion or like any like negative effect after having trekked for the last 10 hours?
You are still within 24 hours of your last rest, so you do not.
Okay, well, yeah, then I'm fine with it.
Let's go sleuthing.
All right.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay. So this you walk up to Denev's Rest, which is clearly where these footprints lead, up to the right up to the front door of this closed inn. But the windows are all boarded up. There's like a crooked weather vane shaped like a dragon, and it's very clear that this is not an inhabitable place. But these footprints definitely lead up into Denev's Rest.
Zymot would knock on the door.
We're not even gonna look for lights or anything like that, or peek in the windows.
The windows are boarded up, so you can't look inside.
There's like no like gaps in the boards or anything.
Yeah, you could find a knot in the wood, or you could find a gap in the wood to look into. Zymot, what were you doing? You were going to knock on the door.
Knock on the front door? Yep.
Make me a perception check.
Ayo, modified 20.
All right, you can hear some rustling around in there.
Well, the place definitely seems to be inhabited at the moment. And yeah, I'll knock.
Akuma, make me your perception check looking in there.
2.
You see nothing.
Let me try and get a look at this, and I'll try and look in the same knot that Akuma did. 16.
You can see signs of inhabitants, I guess. but you do not see anyone in there.
What kind of signs of inhabitants do I see?
Footprints, tracked snow. You can see like makeshift straw beds.
I'll relay that information to the crew. Be like, guys, there are beds in there. We could totally crash there. Oh, also footprints.
So can I knock now?
Yeah, you can knock.
Very well. I shall knock on the door. Good evening, friends.
You do not or at this point, the first time you knocked, you heard like rustling around in there and movement. This time you don't hear anything and nothing answers the door.
Friends, we are merely travelers looking for a warm respite for the evening. Simply allow us to come in, and I promise you will not barely notice our presence. Except maybe Gigaroth.
Nothing.
Can I just try turning the door handle?
You can.
Yeah, I'll try that.
I'm gonna smack his hand.
All right, I need
What?
you guys to the door handle unlocks and the door can open.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna open up the door, just act like, hey guys, can we stay here for the night?
Yep.
What's your AC, Cyrus?
14.
14. This is a hit. I'll let you make, because you're aware that someone is in there. You're not totally surprised by this, so I'll let you make a dexterity check to see if, or a dexterity saving throw.
All right, question. Is it a projectile that's being attacking him, or is it a projectile or not?
It is
Because
not. It is not a projectile.
Okay, all right. So if you can, so here's the thing. I have Sentinel,
Mm-hmm.
and he is like we're right next to each other. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
I would
both at the
assume you're all
door.
kind of huddled at the front doors. Cyrus is in front. He just opened it and stepped into the doorway.
Yeah. So can I intercept that attack with my Sentinel?
How does Sentinel read? Let me pull this up.
When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Yeah, you can.
Darn
Don't
right.
Don't attack whoever's inside. You
Negative
don't know
boost.
if it's just a regular civilian.
They shouldn't have attacked my boy.
He
My
shouldn't have
mosquito
opened their
boy.
door. He shouldn't have
My-
opened their
Dude.
door. That's why I was
Dude,
gonna
he
smack
shot-
his hand.
No, Zyma, you've made it perfectly clear that you are attacking whatever it is.
Yep.
But you
and
have to make this with disadvantage,
Okay. Well, that's pretty much a miss.
and I will explain why.
Okay. 10.
10 is not going
The
to
ghost.
hit this.
Okay.
Okay, do I
Cyrus,
still have to
make
make the
make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you jump out of the way of this attack.
16.
That is going to do it. So, as you get this sense that you are being attacked, that you get attacked, you're able to dodge and move out of the way.
Can we say I did a backflip?
Sure, yeah, you did a backflip to get missed with this war pick. Zymot, you try to make a stab with your glaive and are unable to connect with what it
Yeah.
is.
Cyrus, like in Cyrus's attempt to like backflip, he like throws off my like angle, and so I miss.
And
Yeah, you kind of wince because you don't want to like hit him because you don't want to hit me. You're like, dude, get out of the way.
4 Dwergar make themselves come out of invisibility, and I need initiative rolls from everyone.
Do we have to?
Wow, that's
Yeah, I think
great.
we're good.
16.
Oh, okay. 17.
9.
Let's see here. 20 with
All right.
mod.
So it's going to be Gigroth, Akuma, Cyrus, and then Zymot. And I will insert the baddies when it is their turn. There are 4 Dwergar. This room is probably, I mean, this used to be the front room of an inn, so this is probably 20 by 20, or let's say 25 by 25 square. There's 1 Dwergar up by the door that has just attacked Cyrus. The other 3 are kind of in this half circle in the center of the room behind this other Dwergar.
So how close is everyone in this room? Like, how big is it? Like,
It's 25 by 25.
okay.
This one is right up against the doorway, so within 5 feet of the doorway. The other ones would be like 15 feet back, kind of in a line, or a half circle in the center of the room. So they're like the other ones are like 15 to 20 feet away from you,
Okay.
and they're like 5 feet away from each other.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Gigroth, you are up first.
All right. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to calm the situation down. So Galgroth's gonna be like, "Wait, my friend, wait! We're not invaders. We're not attackers. Wait."
Okay.
What does that do? How does that play out?
They do not respond to that at all. They seem like they're fishing for a fight.
They're fishing for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're cruising for a bruising.
They are.
Time to break out the knuckle sandwiches from that.
Time to take some wrists.
Yep. Time to break some wrists. Take some ankles. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into rage.
Mm-hmm.
And that one that's right there in front of by the door, I'm gonna go ahead and swing at him with my warhammer.
All right. Let's see that attack roll.
Let's go, baby. Okay, wait. +5. So does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
All right then. All right. I guess that's it for mine.
Do you have any like bonus actions that allow you to make a second attack?
No. The bonus action is the rage, and then I've only got my warhammer equipped because I have my shield up.
Gotcha.
Is there a way to like just block that whole time with my shield, or that counts as an action?
You can choose the dodge action as your action instead of attacking, which would give everyone disadvantage against attacking you. But because you chose to attack with your hammer or with your war axe, whatever your weapon is, you don't get to make that attack. But holding the shield
Okay.
basically just gives you extra AC.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Then that will be it for my turn.
Okay. Akuma.
I am going to like step to whatever I need to do to have like clear line of sight on the Durger in the door
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to firebolt it.
You got it.
13, so that's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
And I will end my turn there, I guess.
All right. Cyrus. Your turn.
I will. So I assume that now, like, Akuma and Gigaroth are both kind of in front of me, or just, like, Gigaroth?
Akuma's back behind you. I would say Gigroth is next to you. So, like, you're both kind of in the doorway.
Okay, if I were to try and move out of the doorway, would that, like, provoke an opportunity attack by the guy that tried to hit me initially?
If you move more than 5 feet away from this guy, from this Dwergar, you will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I guess all I'll do then is I will cast a second level Bane and target all 4 Dwergar, and they must make charisma saving throws.
These guys are not very charismatic. All right. First one up front does not pass. Well, what's the DC?
13.
13. Okay, that one's a fail. That one's a fail. One of the ones in the back passes, but all of the other ones fail.
Nice.
Okay, now whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, they must roll a d4 and subtract the number from either of them. As
Okay.
long as the spell is up.
Is this
And
a
I will
is this a concentration spell or
Yes.
okay?
So I must hold, and it lasts up to 1 minute. So I will position myself behind Gigroth.
All right, Zymot, your turn.
All right. Seeing these four guys resolve out of nowhere, and one of them just finished attacking Cyrus, Zymot is going to lean back a little bit with his glaive in a defensive position and be like, Tomax, I really need your help right now. And my echo is going to appear directly behind the dwarf that attacked Cyrus, the one at the door.
Okay, so there's a Dwergar in the doorway. Right behind it is Tomax, and then behind Tomax is the other three dwarves.
Yep, sounds good.
Sick.
I like that. Put him in the way. Tomax is like, hey, I was in the middle of doing a little something. I had some relations going on. What do you need, brother? What do you need? And then I will take my attack through Tomax, attempting to take his glaive and stab it right through the Dwargar that is at the door.
You got it.
There's a Dwargar in the door is such a good children's book name.
I love that.
17 to hit.
17 is good. That is a hit.
Thank goodness. For almost max damage, 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Bonus action, and then I will. I'm within 5 feet of that guy, right?
Yes, you can. You definitely can be.
No. Is Zymot within 5 feet of him, or?
Oh yeah. Because you were up at the doorway. You guys were all kind of like huddled together.
Can I see what kind of weapons the other three Dwargar are wielding?
They are all wielding a war pick.
Okay, cool. Then I will hold my ground here. Action. You know what? Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna hold my ground. I'm gonna take a feel for the situation, so I'm gonna hold my ground here.
All right. Batty's turn. So the Dwergar in the doorway. He's going to attack. Let's see here. He's gonna attack Gigroth as you tried to hit him. So he's gonna swing his war pick at you. That is a 19.
That does hit.
Okay. So this is, where's my D8? Oh shit!
It's a minus D4 to his thing.
Oh yeah, so that is going to be a 15.
No, that does not hit.
So 15 does not hit you. Okay.
Yes, baby.
Okay. The two.
Quick,
Oh, go ahead.
quick question. Sorry. What counts as what counts as giving me an opportunity to attack?
If
during
something
combat.
moves out of your range, then you get an opportunity attack against them.
Okay, so for example, if that dwarf would have attacked the echo, that wouldn't count as a opportunity.
That would
of
not.
attack?
Yeah, he actually has to use his movement to move out of the way.
Okay, got you. All right, thank you very much.
All right. The other three in the room are
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
since it did attack a friend of mine within 5 feet, I would
Oh.
like to use my sentinel reaction,
nice.
and Tomax would like to take another swing at the Dwargar.
Uh-huh.
23, I believe, hits
That is going to hit.
for an additional 9 points of piercing damage. He's going to shank him right up the back, like through the sternum, and then he's gonna yank it out, spin it over his head, Darth Maul style, and with a backhand, shank the opposite blade, shank it back through the guy's lower spine.
Nice.
God damn.
All right. So this Dwergar is still up, but you can tell that they are hurting. Seeing this happen to their companion, the other three Dwergar are all going to use their enlarge action. And while these dwarves were really like just under like 4 feet tall, or excuse me, just under 5 feet tall, they now grow to be the size of Gigroth.
Brothers!
And that is their turn. We are back at the top. Gigroth,
Okay.
you're up.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... If I wanted to grab the dwarf and throw him at the other dwarves, would that count as 2 actions or just 1?
Yes, you can do that. What I need from you first is a grapple check. I need you to grapple. So this is going to be a contested strength check. And you are rage, so I believe you have advantage on grapple checks and strength checks. I'd have to read rage.
Yeah. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Yep, there you
not
go.
Attacks.
And do I have to minus my 4 from this, Cyrus?
Is it a saving throw?
No, it is not.
I don't believe so. It just says attack rolls or saving throws.
Okay.
Is a contested roll an attack roll or no?
It is not.
Okay.
Let's see here. That is a 18.
I got a 5, so you now have that. You are able to grab this Dwergar, and if you would like to throw them as your action, you can do that. This would just be a strength athletics check.
Okay, so I would. So I would do another check then.
Yep.
Would that fall under? Oh yeah, strength check. Okay. So then.
And you can use your athletics for this.
Let me see, 15 plus 5. That's a 20.
Okay. So where would you like to throw this individual?
So I want to. Do they happen to be wearing like any kind of like winter gear, like a hoodie or something, or like you know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna grab him by his clothes, like in the back of his neck. So I'm
Mhm.
just gonna lift him up like that, and I'm kind of and like in a way I'm gonna twirl him around, and I'm gonna chunk him at the face of one of the other dwarves that just grew in size.
Okay, so you're able to he's facing you, so you're able to pick him up basically by the scruff of his shirt, and then you
Right.
toss him back, and that dwarf is going to take 2 points of falling bludgeoning damage as he falls back into his companion. The companion maintains his balance as he's so much bigger now. And so now this small Dwergar is kind of like leaning up against one of his large companions.
Would because I'm in rage mode, I get a +2 in never mind, melee damage, and never mind.
Yep. Okay.
Or would that count? Would that count?
Do you get to add your rage bonus to this? Like for
Well,
damage?
I'm not-
No, you wouldn't get to.
No. Okay. Okay.
All right, Akuma, you are up.
The guy who just got thrown, is he looking? He's hurting pretty good.
He's
right?
looking pretty ragged.
Throw something at him.
I'm gonna cast magic missiles targeting him.
Mm-hmm.
That is for 9 damage.
Yep, that knocks him out. Blech, he falls over, unconscious.
And I'm just gonna kind of like hang out at the back of the porch, looking in the doorway.
All right. Cyrus, your turn. Directly in front of you, after like 6 or 7 feet, is Tomax. And behind Tomax, is Tomax corporeal? Or is he just kind of like a shade, like illusion sort of thing?
It is translucent, like almost like a thick shadow.
Okay.
So you can see me, but he's almost like a shadow. So, yeah, it's just like I guess imagine me and then turn the opacity down to about 60-70%.
Okay. All right. So Cyrus, you can see through Tomax and see these 3 large, very pale-skinned, white-bearded dwarves standing there.
And they're all standing next to each other?
They are all they're all standing next to each other about 5 feet apart from each other. And at
Okay,
the foot of one of them is an unconscious dwarf.
So what I think I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna cast Shatter, which I can choose a point it had like within like 60 feet of me, and everything in a 10-foot sphere of that will must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So can I position that in a way that it hits those 3 but none of us?
Yes, you can.
All right, I will cast that, and they must make a Constitution saving throw, 13, but 2 of them still have their D4 minus.
All
off of
right.
that.
So the 2 that have the D4 minus, that is not going to save. That is a 2, so that one's not going to save. And the one that does not have Bane saves.
Okay, so the 2 that didn't save will take 3d8 thunder damage,
Okay.
Oh,
and then the other one will take half of that.
Okay.
It might be easier to do that in. We don't have the bot in chat anymore, do we?
No.
Okay, so the first one will take 15 on one of the ones that failed.
It's just so that's your 3d8.
Yeah, that's 3d8.
So it's just 15 to both of those.
Oh, okay, yeah, 15 to both of those. Oh, I see. Yep, and then the other one will take, I guess, half of that, so 7
Mm-hmm.
or 8. I don't know if it rounds which way it rounds.
8.
And then I don't know if there's any other effect to shatter.
So it's like if anything is like stone or crystal, it breaks, or if something's like not tethered, it does something to it.
It says a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on this saving throw.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area. So I guess some non-magical objects could also like take damage or break.
Yeah,
or
so
shatter.
it's all that's happening is like these straw beds and makeshift beds. Just you just see like all this straw and whatnot poof into the air and start like settling and falling down.
So after that, Cyrus is feeling cool for like a second, then feels really dumb upon realizing they don't have beds anymore. It's just kind of
Okay, Zymot, you are up.
Quick thing, I was just going to give a bardic inspiration to Gigroth. So just have a d6 for whatever, and then I'm done.
Nice.
all right. Taking Gigaroth's lead, I will use my special action to move Tomax over to which one failed their saving throw? I'll move to one that failed their saving throw.
Yep, 2 of them did.
Okay. Let's go ahead and try to keep them together. So I'll go to the one on the flank that failed their saving throw. And then I will make my attack through Tomax. Hey, name's Tomax. Pleasure to meet you. Slash for Nat 20 for
Boom.
25.
Awesome.
Ooh.
So
that's
you
gonna
get
feel
to
good.
double your damage dice.
Let's see, 7 and max. Oh, 20 points of slashing damage.
Jeez.
Nice.
That dwerger goes down hard.
So Tomax shrugs, comes down, and just hacks this thing all like Resident Evil style from collarbone all the way down to hip, and it just splits open, his enlarged guts falling down. Is the other one within 5 feet of or 10 feet? I'm sorry. Is it within 10 feet of Tomax?
Yes.
And did that one fail its saving throw?
There is one that did, yes.
Okay, I would like to use Unleash Incarnation to attack or cause Tomax to attack again for not as good. 14.
14 does not hit.
Okay, so he comes, hacks this dude in half, and then he tries to like bring the tail end in a reverse swing, but misjudges the distance, and the dwarf kind of just leans back a little bit, and it goes wide. And I would like to position myself so I'm still in front of Cyrus and Akuma. Tomax is going to stay where he's at, but Cyrus and Akuma, I would like to position Zymot to where he's in between the Dwargar and our two not melee people.
Okay, so you step into the doorway in front of Cyrus, but still behind Tomax, and Gigroth would be like right beside you.
Correct.
All right, baddies' turns. These Dwergar, there are 2 of them still up.
I'm sorry, and then I'll yell. We have no money. We are but lonely travelers. Please do not rob us.
And
Cyrus is proud.
Zymot's just like covering his bases. He's like, if something, no, we were just doing this. We're not here to hurt you. And both these Dwergar are going to make attacks against Tomax. The first one, which still has Bane upon it, is going to try and attack. That is a 3 + 4 - 4, so that's not going to hit. And the other one is also going to attack attack Tomax. That is 12 + 4 is 16.
Minus.
This one does not have Bane.
Oh, all right. Yep, that's exactly it. That hits.
All right.
It's like no hard feelings. Whack, and he dissipates.
All right, because just if he gets hit, he's poof gone.
He has 1 hit point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 2d8 + 2 is definitely going to do that.
Yep, 1 hit point. So
okay, that is their turn. We're back at the top. Gigroth.
All right.
You see Tomax poof vanish before your eyes. A war pick comes down and basically blasts right through him.
Gigro's like, no, Simon! and then it's like, wait a minute, but wasn't he behind me? And then I look back, it's like, oh, he's right there.
hello.
He can teleport.
You can teleport. So I'm going to, let's see here. All right, I'm going to do reckless attack, which gives me advantage on attack rolls for my first attack on my turn. But because of that, other creatures have advantage when attacking until my next turn.
So they'll have advantage against you.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll get advantage, but then other creatures will also have advantage against me.
Sounds good. Which one would you like to attack? Both of them have taken damage. There's the one that has Bane on it, or the one that does not.
I'm gonna attack the one with Bane on it. Is there a possibility to hit him so hard he knocks into the other one?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay.
How are you? Are you just gonna hit him without a weapon, or are you gonna try and hit him with your weapon?
So I'm gonna hit him with my weapon, but I'm gonna swing it from the side, not like up or down. I'm gonna swing it from the side and try to like have it come across his face, so he's like, whoa.
Okay.
And if I'm able to, I want his body to knock into the other dwarf.
Sure. Let's see what happens here. So make your attack
All
roll.
right. Let's see here. Okay, so that's 17 plus 5 is a 23.
All right, and you get to make it with advantage.
No, that was with
That was with advantage. Okay, yeah, that is definitely a hit.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 and a nat 1, so that was a good thing that I had the advantage.
Okay. All right, yeah, that is a hit.
All right.
Let's see some
Okay.
damage.
All right. Where's that? Yeah. All right, so that's going to be a D8. So 4 plus 3, that's 7, plus another 2. That's 9 damage.
All right. You hit him with so much force, but he doesn't fly into the other Dwergar. He just falls down dead.
Awesome. He's like, that's what you get for messing with my friend Zymot.
Anything
Hello.
else on your turn?
Let's see. If I move back to where everyone else is, and if the dwarf comes towards us, is that does that cause an opportunity of attack?
For you?
For me, yeah.
It would get an opportunity attack against you because you are moving out of its range if you back up. Coming into range of someone doesn't prompt an opportunity attack, but moving out of range of someone does.
Okay. I understand. Okay. Then am I in his range of attack?
You are currently in this last one's range of attack. You're currently the
Then
only
I'm-
one in its range.
Then I'm just gonna stay there.
All right. Akuma.
Everyone else is inside the room at this point, correct?
Yes.
I am going to use my turn to walk inside the building and close the door behind me,
All right.
and I'll end my turn.
You do not want to take an action?
Oh, I thought maybe closing the door was my action. If I can get an attack, I'll.
No,
take
yeah,
an
you can
attack.
get an attack. Yeah, I would say, you walk in, and as you walk in, you just hold the door behind you and shut it.
I thought that was just like a really cocky play. Like, dude, we have this fight so well. I'm not even gonna attack.
So I guess I'll firebolt this last guy, and a 23 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. And he will take 7 fire damage
Mm-hmm.
and have to roll a d4. Wait, no. Never mind.
Okay.
Yep, just 7 damage.
All right, Cyrus. This enlarged Dwergar is still up.
I guess I'll walk over and try and poke it with my rapier.
Sure.
12.
That's a miss.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sidle to the side behind Gigaroth.
All right. Zymot, your turn.
I like how you shatter the entire room, practically creating an explosion, and then after that, you're like, stab.
And I missed entirely. It doesn't go.
All right. Bonus action. I will resummon Tomax, this time in front of the Dwargar.
So this mist that was still there from getting swung at the last turn just kind of like reconstitutes itself before it fully dissipates, and Tomax reappears in front of you.
That wasn't very nice. We're gonna have to have a few words, you and I. And he is going to try to just bash him with the hilt of the glaive in the face.
Yep.
For 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Damn.
Okay. That is 7 points of, I guess, bludgeoning damage this time.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Still up.
All right, fair enough. Then I will do another Unleash Incarnation, allowing Tomax to swing again. For 23 is going to hit.
Mhm.
For an additional 7 points of slashing damage.
This final Dwergar goes down, and that is where we will take a break. When we come back, you guys can do whatever you would like. But we're going to take a real quick 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere, anyone. Thanks for hanging out and being here. During this break, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. You can like, comment, and subscribe there if you catch any of our old episodes there. ! Discord. You can jump in our Discord, ask questions to the guys playing. All of those links are down below on Twitch. And we will see all of you in 10 minutes. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Appreciate it.
See you guys in a few.
Bye.
or whatever.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Why is not like that? Oh
Can't
no!
have nice things.
Oh no!
You broke it.
I did break it. There we go. All right, I fixed it. Okay. Technical issues. All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Really appreciate it for sticking around through that break. We are back. And the group, if you're just joining us, has just dispatched a group of 4 Dwergar who seem to have made Denev's Rest a closed-in their place of residence for at least the night. All right. There are 4 dead Dwergar on the ground. What would you guys like to do?
Search them.
Search them. All right. So other than like their armor and their weapons, you find yourselves collectively between them 8 gold pieces and
Easy peasy.
2
Everybody get
silver.
2.
Hooray! What a haul, guys.
Hey, free room and board for the night, and we make some money. Seems like
That's-
a win.
That's true. We're basically getting paid to stay here.
Is
Is their
there
armor
anything-
worth anything?
It's used armor. It looks, I mean, you guys pretty much just hack and slash these guys to bits. Maybe a little bit, but for as much as there is there, probably not too much.
Okay. Probably just encourage Gigaroth to, I don't know, push the bodies in a pile in the corner while we sleep.
Yeah.
Is there anything that identifies them on who they are or anything like that?
Ooh, good question. Make me an investigation check.
Yezerd.
And while he's doing that, I would kind of like to search the room.
Okay.
Gosh,
While
darn
he's
it.
doing that, I'm just gonna shuffle a deck of cards. You know,
6.
Mhm.
Man.
Zyma, you don't really find anything other than just what you know about Dwergar. There's no identifying marks on them that would point them to being part of like a specific clan or from someplace or a driver's license, identifying who they are. Akuma, you are searching the room. Make me an investigation check.
A modified 20.
Okay, despite your modified 20, this is basically just a drafty old building. You don't really find anything of value. This place has been closed down for a very long time. You do find signs that beings, presumably these Dwergar, have been living here, staying here, hiding out here for several weeks, if not months.
That's definitely a shit bucket in the corner, guys.
Yep.
Can we I'll go ahead and bring the axe beaks in.
Okay.
Keep them out of the cold for a little bit.
can I go ahead and try and do an investigation on like the one that Zymot made about like who they are to identify them?
Sure.
That's a 9.
A 9? Yeah. You don't get anything. You know that Dwergar are not from around here. They're not exactly native to Icewind Dale.
Okay, that's something, I guess.
Yep. Is this something we want to bring up tomorrow when we go talk to the speaker?
Maybe.
Okay.
Is there an upstairs?
There is.
Can I go investigate that?
You can.
Uh, 14?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Some of the rooms upstairs have like doors that are just kind of hanging there. Others don't even have doorways, but it's like really old furniture. Some beds are broken down. Some rooms don't even have furniture. You can suspect that they've been kind of like torn down and the wood used for fire. It's just like very old, rundown, not many furnishings, but it definitely has all of the rooms making of an inn. You know, there's like an upstairs that's got 8 rooms. And then downstairs, in addition to the main room, there are doorways that would lead to 4 other rooms. So it's definitely a place where at one point, if it was fully operational, it would be a functioning inn.
Do I see any kind of like rodents, vermin, or animal life that might be seeking shelter in here as well from the cold?
Yeah, I think there would be. I think you would find signs of like a rat or mouse, but not like legions of animals.
Gigroth, would you want to do a little animal reconnaissance to see if they know what these Dwargar were doing here?
Exactly what I was thinking. You brought it up. Yes, Nick, I'd like to beast sense or no, sorry, not beast sense. Speak with animals
Mm-hmm.
and just ask them questions about of what's been going on, whatever details they can give.
Mm-hmm. So there's a rat that Akuma finds in one of the upstairs, and he kind of scurries and chases it down the steps. And as it comes down in front, it requires like giving them a piece of food, right?
No, I don't have to give them food at all. I can speak with them. Let me bring it up to give you. Just saying, you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited to their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters,
Okay.
including whatever they can perceive or have perceived.
All right.
And this, what is this? It says you might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Okay. Yeah.
I just give them food for like incentive. That's just what I do.
Mm-hmm. And this rat, dwarves, leave day, sleep night. That's the information you get from a rat. He's a rat. He's not very intelligent, but he tells you that the dwarves will leave during the day and then they come back at night.
I'll ask the rat. What happened to the people before the dwarves came?
No people before.
All right, thank you, little mouse, and little rat, and I'll give him like some bread and some cheese.
And he scurries off.
All right.
Right?
I
and
think.
Sorry,
ahead.
I was just gonna say I relay what the rat told me.
All right. If you guys are good, I'm good to call it a night. I do think we should leave a guard though, just in case they had more friends coming.
I can take a short watch and stay up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if you
can
want to
bump
do like
him.
I was gonna say if you wanted to do like a 4-hour like swap or something, since I just need to meditate anyways.
I keep forgetting that you have that.
Yeah, so if you want to take the first 4 hours, and then I'll come up after that.
Yeah, you would want to meditate, wouldn't you? You con man, you.
Yeah, I need to reflect on all of my swindlings for the day, all the good deeds I could have done.
I do that as I scrounge through the scraps of the would-be beds for sheets and stuff.
I mean, I got a bedroll, so I'm fine.
I think I
Gigroth
get a
unfurls
bedroll
this
as
like
well.
super lavish sleeping bag that's like got down in it. It's just super comfy, and he just snuggles into it.
He's like,
I also have a bedroll, I realize, so I'll unroll that.
Yep, I'm good to call it a night, DM. I don't
All
know
right.
if anyone else wants anything else.
Yeah, let's do our rest.
Why not a long rest? All right. So you guys take your long rest. Akuma and Cyrus, you only need 4 hours each, right?
That would be a short rest for me.
Oh, okay. So are you just going to take a short rest, Akuma?
Yeah, that'll recover me 1 spell slot.
I'm gonna go ahead and take my long rest. Us awkward humans.
Yeah, me too. I'll take me a long
Kumani.
rest.
Kumani.
Your antlers give you strength.
Okay, so everyone's getting a long rest, or the benefits of a long rest, except Akuma. And 8 hours later, you're all up and around. If any of you have morning rituals that you need to do, go ahead and do that. It is still pitch dark outside. What semblance there is of daylight doesn't start for a few hours, but you are free to go about your day now.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation on the poop bucket in the corner to make it smell better.
Sure.
You couldn't have done that last night.
I forgot about it, man.
What did you do when you meditate?
I don't know. I kind of blocked that sort of stuff out.
Bastard it.
All right. Do you guys want to do the rundown tower or head straight to the seeker?
Oh, we're right by the tower. Might as well check it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Mize.
All right. We will pack up our stuff, and yeah, let's go ahead and roll. Do we want to leave any kind of sign that we were here, or just leave the bodies under some rubble and pretend like we were never here? What's the story that we're gonna go with?
We're just gonna lightly pile some straw over the bodies. All the loose straw from the beds, just pile it over the bodies, and I say we just kind of like leave, and then hopefully we don't get noticed on our way back in. And then if we do get caught, we just kind of
They attacked us.
yeah. Just say
Yep.
it's
We were
yeah, we got
looking for
attacked.
we were looking for a place to stay. That was the first place we saw, and they attacked us.
I mean, that's not even a lie.
Nope. Exactly.
You don't
They
have to
didn't
lie
wanna
about
share their
everything.
beds.
Sometimes you can just tell the truth in this game.
Seems suspect. All right.
They didn't
Yep,
want. They didn't want to share their beds.
We'll make our way for the tower.
All right.
Deep.
They didn't want to give up the F
Before we
shack.
go,
Mm-hmm.
before we go, is that rat still there, or like any small creatures, just in case, like, if there's places we can't get into, I could send like the rat or the mouse or some small creature, and using my beast sense, see through his eyes. Maybe there's something we miss or whatnot.
No.
No. Okay.
No. All right. So you make your way over to the ruined watchtower. You can actually see the ruined watchtower from Denev's Rest. And there is a plaque in front of it. So that's this watchtower that presumably stood very tall has crumbled down to the ground. And there is a plaque in front of it on a pedestal. And as you read the plaque, it tells about the history of Caer-Dineval, how it was settled, and orcs took the place over and razed the place to the ground. And then as more settlers came in and retook the town away from the orcs, the ruined watchtower was left in ruins, kind of as a monument or a historical site, to remind the visitors and residents of the history of Caer-Dineval.
When did you say ruined as in RUNE or
No,
ruined as
ruined.
RUI?
Yeah, ruined.
Okay,
RUIN.
Okay, cool.
Ruined.
Ruined. Would one of you magic users just do me solid and just as a ritual hit up the old detect magic?
Yep, that can be done.
Just to be safe. You never know.
Cyrus is like, oh yeah, I totally would, but I'm still pretty tired after being up for 4 hours last night. You got this, Akuma.
Yeah. So I start like doing my thing and do this as a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Are you lying to us about being able to use magic? Are you just a trickster?
You would just
Hey
a
guys,
con
I think he's
man.
getting a reading over here. I think we should check this out.
Oh, okay.
Akuma, you don't sense anything with your detect magic after your 10 minutes of whatever you're doing.
Rubbing
And
my dowel rods and like holding them, waiting for them to bring something.
No, you do the antlers, dude. Your antlers are your dowel rods.
Fuck you guys.
you don't sense anything here at the watchtower.
Yeah, I got nothing for you, Zymot.
I think your antlers look absolutely ravishing, good sir. And I'll go ahead and I'm gonna pocket a brick. I'm gonna take a brick and pocket it.
Mm-hmm.
Never know when you'll need a brick, let alone a historical one.
Watch
Alright.
the guards just like call us
So-
out, just like, stop! You're stealing a historical object. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what do you guys want to do?
I'm good to head to the castle if you guys are.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Do you want to walk across the frozen lake from here?
Ooh.
It's kind of mountains, so maybe not.
Yeah, the Caer sits atop a cliff. You could do that, but you would have to scale the cliffside.
I don't know if
Mm.
Gigaroth would make it across alive.
How thick is the ice?
Very thick.
3
I think I'd be able.
We're
I think I'd
we're
be able to
talking
bec-
multiple feet thick.
Okay, yeah, I'd be able to because I actually have shoes that allow me to. What are they called?
Crampons.
Crampons. Yes, I have
Which allow you to get
crampons.
traction
So hot
across the
in your
ice.
Face. In
Oh, I
your
thought that was
face.
something else those were used for.
No,
No,
crampons
you're thinking
are
of, pittance.
crampons are
Oh,
spiked
okay.
shoes that you like strap to the bottom of your boots, so you can gain traction on icy grounds.
They strap on. Got it.
And
Okay,
in
so
cases
off
we
to the
needed
castle we
climb
go.
stuff-
Using
Alright.
the main road.
So you're gonna follow the main road. Make me everyone make me a perception check.
You're not the
Great.
boss of me.
I actually
The
am the
villains.
boss of you in this game.
19.
A
Same.
9. Apparently, I
I
only
got
roll good in
a-
combat.
5.
I'll
Your
settle
cross
for
is
that.
just blind.
I'm
Your
channeling
cross is just
Scala
blind as
tonight.
hell.
The name rings true. Everyone's got terrible rolls. Akuma, you notice as you're walking through and just kind of looking around. In some of the homes, you can see figures like looking out the windows, peeking through the curtains, just kind of watching as you go through the town.
It's kind of looking like we got an audience, guys. We're drawing some attention.
Well, I mean, considering it's only 100%. No, wait. What's the population of this one?
100 people.
Oh yeah, so this is another 100. Yeah, it makes sense. Do we see the crystal? I guess with that perception check, I wouldn't be able to see it anyways. Never mind.
You can just see like normal, like common townsfolk looking down at you, Akuma.
So I know I rolled really bad in the investigating the bodies, but we didn't find any of those crystals.
No,
On-
you
on
did.
the-
No, you did
okay.
not.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check.
All right. So as you make your way up, let me bring up the small map here. As you make your way up through the town and you start climbing an elevation up the hill, and you make past the residential area, there's a road and a sign that says to Caer-Konig that leads off to the north around the lake. You can see a tavern, the uphill climb up to your left, and this Caer stands magnificently in front of you.
So this is like clearly like significantly bigger than anything else in this town.
Oh yes, this Caer is very, very large. This sturdy stone castle, it just gives off this like devoid of warmth, and there's nothing ostentatious about it. And it just kind of squats at the top of the cliffs, overlooking the town in the frozen harbor.
Where in proportionate to anything we saw in gosh darn it, the Brishander, right? Brishander? Yeah. How is it in relevance to that? Is it still bigger than anything we've seen, or is it more kind of on par with stuff we saw in Brishander?
Oh no, this is much larger than any of the buildings in Bryn Shander.
Okay.
Before we go knock on the door, what are we gonna like ask, guys? Hey, we heard about some people who disappeared from Brinshander with some magic rocks. Have you seen people in magic rocks?
That we can talk about the why we were sent here by Visenya Duvessa to find out why they missed the meeting, and I mean we could just be trying to find the parents. We could be like, hey, have you seen the parents? We're here to look for, we were hired by the old man to try to find the kids' parents or whatever to check in. And then we
Yeah.
also have the acquisitions incorporated thing if we want to. So it pretty much, I mean, we could just go off of however the conversation. We could start off just inquiring about their health and why they missed the meeting. Since
Yeah, I like leading off with that, the Duvessa thing. Like, hey, Duvessa's kind of a little worried you haven't made it to the meeting. She wanted us to check up on you, kind of thing. If we can lead it into getting into the care or finding any more information, then that seems
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Yeah, and then I'll judge you two charismatic fools on when you guys want to pull the trigger on the stones to find out if they're aware of them or not. Because it could also be an underground thing as well. Like they may or may not know, but who knows at this point, considering all the levels of shadiness that have been going on around here.
Right.
So yeah, we'll do that. We'll lead in with we're here from on behalf of Duvessa to find out like what's up.
Okay.
And are they? Is this a town that's sacrificing people, or is this a town that's doing something different?
From your discussions with Duvessa, this is a town that sacrifices food.
Food. Okay, cool. I would like to know why they chose food. I think that wouldn't hurt. Just out of curiosity, you know what I mean? Like, do they make a lot of food? Is that something that they don't really need, et cetera, et cetera?
I think. Well, I think to do with like how their population is already just so low. There's already just 100 people living there. I don't think they can really give people as a sacrifice.
Well,
I think
I
for
mean,
that just reason.
well, the other thing that we know they sacrifice is heat or warmth for the night. So that's why I'm wondering, like, what made them choose food instead of something else. And how they stand about sacrificing people. Maybe they are openly against sacrificing people, period. So that's good to know as well.
Maybe that's what
we should
those
go
crystals
ask.
are for.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying, maybe that's what those crystals are for. They draw like other people to the town so that they can sacrifice the people from different towns.
Oh gosh, maybe they eat the people. That's the food.
Soylent Green.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, let's do it.
All right,
Walk
so
up to
you're
the
gonna
gate.
go up to the care. You're gonna.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, warding the castle entrance, as you walk up, are these big, thick. I lost my spot. Battle-hardened wooden doors. You can see 4 cylindrical guard towers that have wind-worn flags bearing the town's heraldry fluttering above their tiled conical roofs. These towers, you can see, are all connected by icy battlements and parapets. And then finally, atop the castle walls and within the guard towers, you can see flickering torches.
So if we need to make a last stand, this is where it's at, guys.
Usually.
I would like to stroll up to the battle-hardened doors and just kind of knock.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you boom, 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 take 3 big knocks on these front doors. You can see 2 individuals atop the gatehouse. So on top of the 2 front towers leading up, and between them, above the gates, appear 2 individuals, a human and a tiefling. And they look down and says, "What brings you to Caer-Dineval?"
We are here on behalf of Duvessa Shane.
Seeker Duvessa.
Yeah, Yes, thank you, Zymot. Speaker Duvessa Shane. She's a little concerned about Cronox Seaver.
Crannock Seaver. Speaker Crannock Seaver.
Yeah, I said the thing right. We'll just say that. And about his lack of attendance here to the speaker's meetings, and wanted us to come and follow up and check up on his health, make sure he's doing okay.
Yes, Crannock Seaver. Yes, he's perfectly fine. He's sick, but and then in the middle of their response, they stop dead in their talkings, and you can see them lean their head back as if they're trying to listen for something or listening to something. They both then at the same time stop, look at each other, look down at you all, and then look back at each other and say, please excuse us. We will open the doors right away. And you can see them disappear. You see them walk and disappear somewhere. And then you start hearing this grinding sound.
Can I do an insight check on? I want to get like an impression of their demeanor. Is it like, oh, we got something for you, or is it just simply a sense of urgency from command?
Yeah, go ahead. Make me an insight check.
13.
You get the sense that with the 13, it was like they had a canned response ready for you at the thought of wanting to see Crannock Seaver.
Mm-hmm.
And then their demeanor completely changed, and they gave you a different, more honest response.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
I mean,
it does.
with a 13, I can't give like full
No,
information, but
I completely understand.
I hope that conveys what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, they went off of autopilot. They were on autopilot, and then they actually received something treating us as unique. Granted, the only thing they know about us is that we're sent here from Speaker Duvessa, right? Because we're still wrapped up in all our cold weather gear, so it's not like they know what we look like or anything.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you start hearing these grinding of gears, and there's a portcullis that raises up, and a big wooden set of double doors swings open, and behind that there is like it's like a 10-foot entryway before you get to another set of double doors that is also swinging open, and a portcullis that is raising there. So it's like two sets of a portcullis and wooden doors that have opened up. And I guess you can enter.
Can I identify the mechanism as we're walking through that opens and closes them? Like, is there a lever, or is that a crank, or is it somebody pulling something?
You can. Someone is manually opening these. This entrance.
Okay. So it's like a turn wheel or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and do you enter?
Yes, I'll go ahead and walk right in.
Okay. You enter in, and it's as you're entering through this guardhouse or through these double sets of gates, it slopes up, and you enter into this snowy courtyard. There's footprints in the snow. So now you're like in between these four pillars. Okay. And there's this big courtyard, and there's footprints in the snow that lead to various doors along the courtyard's perimeter. including tall double doors directly ahead of you, which lead into the keep. You can see up as you're walking through these doors. There are a very unwelcoming row of arrow slits in the top of this entryway. To the east is of the double door is a small single-story building with a slanted snow-covered roof. West of the double doors are 2 unused merchant stalls with torn canopies. And then tucked under some icy stairs in the northwest corner is a slender wooden hut with a crescent moon carved into its flimsy door.
Crescent moon, like an outhouse?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good to proceed to the main keep. Is everyone else?
Yep.
Okay. So you head up to the double doors. Let me see here. All right. These doors open. These set of double doors open up no problem. And I'm actually going to bring up this map on stream. Okay. So this set of double doors opens up, and you see a grand hall that is very dimly lit by chandeliers that are missing most of their candles. There are 3 long tables in the center of the hall that are littered with dirty dishes, and there is a young tiefling servant who is slowly collecting them. A stone staircase directly opposite of you ascends to a pair of 20-foot-high balconies that hug the walls. On the north landing, directly across from the main entrance, hangs a banner depicting the town's heraldry, a stone watchtower on a dark blue field with a horizontal fish facing the right underneath the tower. That's the heraldry of the town. There's a banner of that. These 3 long tables, tiny tiefling clearing the tables of dirty dishes, and these steps that go up.
Is it the same tiefling that was at the that was above the keep that let us in?
It is not. This one looks much younger.
Okay.
With do they look like just servant hands?
Yes, this one is dressed like like a servant.
Okay.
I'll approach the tiefling and say, good afternoon or morning or whatever it is. Could you point us in the direction of Krenok Seaver, Speaker Krenok Seaver?
Yes, I can. However, you'll have to excuse me. My name is Mir. And
Nice to meet you, Mir.
I'm sorry, but Kranok is not available to speak. If you would like to speak with Kadroth, you can.
Oh, and why am I not able to speak with Krenok?
It's preferable that any new members speak with Kadroth.
But my friend here is knowledgeable in the ways of healing. He could potentially cure the illness.
Look, I assure you, I cannot lead you to Kranok. Kadroth wouldn't like that at all. It's best that you see him.
And why is it that this did you say how did you say his name again?
Kadroth?
Second guy?
Kadroth.
Kadroth.
Yep. Kadroth.
Yes, and why is it that Kadroth wouldn't like it if we met your speaker?
Well, Kadroth, he kind of runs the place here. He much prefers everyone go through him first.
How old are you, little one?
I'm 14.
How are you treated by this Kadroth?
Well, I'm but just a servant here.
You may be but a servant, but you still have a soul. You must be treated right. So be honest with me. Does he treat you? Does he mistreat you? Is that why you are afraid of him?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't mistreat me, but he's his power frightens me.
I see. Uh, by giving him a look, like how is his like how does he look? Does he look like really dirty, like malnutrition, like that? Do I notice that?
Um, no, he doesn't look malnourished. He doesn't look mistreated. There's no like bruises or anything like that that would indicate that he's been beaten or anything like that. He's just in like normal servant garb. You can see him as you talk. He's more like hurrying up to get this task done of clearing the tables. But
Kinda like
he doesn't look mistreated in any way.
So he's
Okay,
acting kind of
which is
like a scared intern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe that you're getting.
Okay.
Doesn't
okay.
want
I
to get
just-
fired on the first day.
Right. Yeah. I just usually you live with a kid, you act like their friend. Usually they'll tell you some things they're not supposed to. I can be confident. Okay. Then I'll be like, all right. Well, thank you, child. Best be on your way. Don't want to get you in trouble.
Um thank you. Yeah, if you want to speak to if you would like to speak to Kadroth, his room is if you go let's see here. He points to a doorway that is along the western wall of this first floor here.
Closest to the door we came in from.
Yes, so like you came into the door and then you turned if you turned immediately left, he says it's through there.
And after the servant tells us where Kadroth's room is at, I would like to cast Friends, targeting this tiefling,
Mm-hmm.
and try to make a deception check. And and where did you say the speaker is?
Friends basically increases his level of friendship with you.
It gives me advantage on all charisma checks. So I guess I'm like trying to make like a deception check, like trying to trick him into telling us where the speaker is at. And Friends would just give me advantage on a charisma check.
Okay, so make me a persuasion check.
First roll is an 11. Second roll is a 7. Ugh. So 11.
11. He says the speaker's room is one of those, is one of the ones upstairs. But again, you absolutely should speak with Kadroth first. Please, for me.
Of course. Thank you.
Shall we proceed?
And you can see him clearing off these dishes, and he goes over to the room, the northernmost door on the east side of the room. You can see him go into that room.
Okay. So there's no immediate eyes on us right now.
correct.
Okay. Do we want to go find the seeker and then say that we got lost if we get caught, or do we want to talk to this dude first?
I find it hard to believe if someone catches us like, oh, we got lost. Being that the kid was like, you really, really should go see the assistant speaker or whoever's in charge, the second in charge.
No
I'd
one saw that
say-
kid talk to us though.
Oh, that's right. No one has any eyes on us. How would you want to? Do you want to do 2 and 2? People go find the seeker. 2 people come with the assistant or the second hand.
Yes, split the party. Yes.
I think that would be less believable if we split up. It would look more like we're kind of like looking for something. I say whatever we do, we stick as a group.
All right, let's go.
I'm okay with. I was gonna say speaker.
Speaker.
All right, sounds like we're going for the speaker.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
And Little Mirror only told you that it was upstairs, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you go upstairs. You go up this wide set of steps directly to the north. It then kind of snakes around the outside of the walls, and there are 2 sets of staircases going up, one to the east and one to the west. Which of those staircases would you like to go up?
East.
East.
The east set. Okay. All right.
East.
So you go up the east
West.
set and you come up to this balcony that looks over the main great hall, and there's only one set of doors. There's only one door at the end of that balcony towards the south.
I would like to go up to the door and do I hear any kind of movement or anything on the other side of the door?
So as you approach, there is actually a human standing outside of the doorway of the door.
Hello, friend. We're here to see the speaker on behalf of Speaker Duvanis.
He folds his arms. The speaker's unavailable right now.
Oh, I understand. He is taken ill. We brought a healer with us. Cyrus?
I hold out my hands and I sort of make them glow as if I'm about to cast Cure Wounds.
So you're gonna use a minor illusion, or
Actually, I don't know if I have any. I didn't know if I could be I'm sort of firing up what is it? Cure Wounds without actually casting it. Let me see if I have something else because I do not have minor illusion.
Prestidigitation. I'll use minor illusion to make your hands glow as you pull them out of your pocket.
That simplifies it.
Now I think about what's his name, the intern from AI that they did that to.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's it's frost magic, fire magic, fire frost magic.
Frostfire? Wow.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay,
Frozen
so
flames.
Let me see here. He says, look, I'm sorry. I know. He says, I know. We've been. He says, I know I've been told that you are here with us now, but I assure you that I assure you that I cannot let you see the speaker. That I have been charged with this task, and at this moment, I cannot let you see him.
Could
After
you?
he says this, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make it sound like a muffled cry is coming from inside the room behind the door.
Like a baby crying, or
No, like a man.
okay.
Like a cry, not full on scream, not like a baby whimper, but
Okay. All right. He turns and he knocks on the door. You all right in there? And you actually hear back a sound very similar to this crying or moaning of some sort. Ah!
I would like to go ahead and push the dude, like not aggressively, but put my hand on the small of his back. He's be like, clearly he's in trouble. We must go find out, make sure he's okay. It is your ward. And I'll push him to the door through into the room.
Okay,
Stop being
and
so pushy.
he turns to you and says, "Please don't touch me. I will check on him. Everyone make me a perception check."
Easiest way. Just tell adventurers they can't do something.
7.
23.
17.
Yeah. I got an 11.
All of you but Akuma notice that this individual has a necklace with a crystal, like a dark, almost navy blue, silver-ish crystal necklace that hangs down to the middle of his chest. He cracks the door open.
And
And
as soon as he does this, I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy to make the door fly open.
Okay.
Nice.
So, whoosh, this door flies open. Oh, boy.
Roll for initiative.
And how would this... The man is shocked, or the human who's standing outside the door is very shocked that this happened. It swings open, and you get a glimpse of what's inside. And you can see squatting in the far corner of the room is a pale man wearing a nightgown. And he's got this unkempt beard, and he seems very hard at work filling a chamber pot. And he says, "Perfect timing." Ugh. And the door bounces off of the wall and starts to swing back shut. Or it doesn't swing shut, but it starts moving in that direction. And the man, the guard who's outside, grabs the door and says, and he like averts his eyes and holds his hand up as if to block his view, and says, I'm very sorry. I heard noise. I will leave you be. And he grabs the door handle and motions to shut it.
As he's talking, I would like to summon Tom. How far into the room is the old man?
Let's see. This room is. This room's like 10 by 10.
Okay, I would like to summon Tomax next to the old man, and then bonus action, teleport, trade places with Tomax.
Whoa. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Damn.
How different does Tomax look from you?
We're twins.
So you look identical.
Yep.
Other than like kind of misty. Like he's
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. You are now in this room. This room, if I can find, is immaculately furnished. It has all the trappings of a royal bedchamber, including a soft bed. There's these warm quilts on the bed. There's elegant tapestries on the wall. You get a glimpse of his chamber pot that's gilded and has all sorts of like gold embellishments on it. There are bars over the windows that kind of dispel this air of luxury somewhat, as does obviously the guard standing outside. I will give you a very, very brief moment before to interact with this man in this room before the guard does what he might do.
So, question: if I remember correctly, the guard went, reached in for the door, averted his eyes, and then was going to talk to us, right?
Yeah. He like saw this dude taking a shit, and then he's like, "Ah, shit! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like barge in on you," and he goes to shut the door.
So, in the attempts to give me a little additional time, I would like to time that with him averting away from the dude.
Absolutely,
Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And then what was this guy's name again? I'm sorry.
Crannock Seaver was the name of the.
Oh, that's right. I got it in here. That's right, Crannock. Okay. Sika Kranov, are you all right? We're here on behalf of Sika Duvesa to check on your goodwill since you've missed the meetings.
And as he's standing up and lets his robe fall, not fall off of him, but kind of unfurls, and now he's covered, he's decent, if you will. He says, I know I'm not exactly a picture of good health, but I'm not like deathly ill or anything. Yeah, I've just been held up here by let's see here.
Kedroth?
Yeah, these guys kind of have this place under control, unfortunately.
So it is my understanding you did not elect Kedroth to take over your duties?
No, these cultists have taken over the Caer. They arrived under false pretenses, claiming to be neutral arbiters employed by the Council of Speakers to help us resolve our fishing disputes with East Haven and Caer-Konig, and then once I let them in, they took over, run amok. I've been cooped up here for the last few months, and they only let me out to sign paperwork.
Does he have a gem on his person?
He does not.
All right. How much time has passed?
This would be probably 20 seconds or so.
Okay. Can I since let's see, move Tomac so he's behind the party and have him take like a knee, almost like he's tying his shoelace, and then teleport back to him. Teleport back to him.
Okay.
Behind Gigroth.
All right. So as his eyes are averted and he's shut the door, in that time, Tomax bends down to pretend to tie a shoe. Gigroth sidesteps in front of him, and you switch places again. And the guard gets the door latched and kind of like collects himself and resumes his normal post.
I would like to give Kuma the old message signal. The tap the ear, wiggle the nose, flick the eyebrow, fix the goatee.
What you got?
So, it seems your friend is being held hostage against his will. This Kadroth came in with cultists, which assumedly is those wearing the amulets. He is not wearing one. And so he is here. They are... And I'll convey everything that he told me as far as the cultist and et cetera, et cetera. So, question is, do we play along? Or do we exact our own form of freedom?
So make me an insight check, Zymot. And Akuma, as you propose this question to each other.
Gosh darn it. 5. Ugh.
9.
These rolls are killing me.
You both remember that you were willingly let in. But that's it.
All right, fair. Yeah, I guess we... All right, yeah, fair. Good point.
I will ask the guard, like, hey, I've seen that necklace before. Where'd you get it?
He looks down and he says, well, he says, I got this out in the wilderness, like many of us have. Levistus came to us in our time of need.
History check. Do I know that name?
Yeah, make me those checks. History check, a religion check would also work.
Thank goodness. All right, nat 20 for a total of 21.
Ooh, okay.
Levista, you said?
Levistus, Levistus. And you know, Zymont, and I assume through message you will communicate this with the rest of the group.
Yes.
Levistus is the archdevil who rules Stygia, the 6th layer of the 9 hells.
Oh my god, layers upon layers. Is ruler of the 6th hell?
Yep, the 6th layer of the 9 hells. From the confines of an icy prison that he cannot escape.
Does that history check know anything about his relations to the Icewind? Are they like lovers, haters, relatives, siblings?
No.
She trapped him in the ice cage by chance?
No.
Okay. Forgive me. I'm missing a detail. The gem, you simply acquired it out in the wilderness? So, for example, if I was to go wandering in the snow, I shall find one myself? Or you got it off of a creature?
Levistus calls to us in our times of need. I was alone and freezing out in the wilderness, and Levistus showed me this amulet. It has given me warmth and called me to this place.
All right, guys. Through message, I don't think this is. I don't think this is.
You and he
Zentron.
says, Levistus says you have been brought here as your goals align with ours.
And what goals are those?
Well, you dispatched the Dwergar in this town, correct?
Forgive me, Duragar?
Dwarves from the Undercity? From
I have no recollection of seeing dwarves in our travel. I mean, it's difficult to tell everyone with all the cold weather gear. Do any of you guys remember anything?
he
mean-
smiles and says, There is no need for this. We know that you have we know that you have taken care of them. Levistus has told us so.
Oh, are you guys ready to talk to Tadrov?
Yeah, I was about to ask. So, where is your leader, Tadroth? Perhaps there is business to be discussed with him.
Absolutely. Kadroth is in his chambers, or is in the office, and he will. Let's see here. He points down the balcony to the door that Mir mentioned, which is the one from the Great Hall to the left.
Yeah, we'll make our way down there.
Yeah. A little confused as to how they know about the Dwarger situation.
Alleged Dwarger situation.
Yeah, I mean, I hear they're pretty uncommon in this area, according to my history check. So I don't see how we would come into contact with them.
And the guard chuckles, and he says, "You've just been brought to us. I understand your confusion. Kadroth will answer all of your questions.
All right, let's head to Kadroth.
All right, so you're going to go back down the steps. You make your way through the Great Hall. You go up to that door. That door is unlocked. You enter the first room. You don't see anyone, but this first room is like a sitting room, a very well appointed sitting room, where like you would have distinguished guests or concerned townfolk, like a meeting room. If someone wanted to speak with like the speaker, they would use this room as kind of a meeting room. There's a door that leads to the right. There's another door that leads presumably to another room. And standing outside that room is a small little human who also has an amulet. And he's just kind of like sitting there, like fiddling with his thumbs. And says, hello, Thub, I'm Thub. Are you here to see Kadroth?
Yes, we are.
Please. Allow me. And he opens the door, and goes in, and he says, he shuts the door behind him. And after, well, would any of you like to do anything then?
Yeah, so at this point, do either of these cultists, do I recognize them from the pictures in Finney's house?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that soldier up there.
Yes. The one standing outside of Cranach's bedchamber, you recognize him as the one from the male, the dad from Finney's house.
Son-in-law.
No
I
way.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
Okay. So after like 30 seconds or so, this little thumb twiddler comes out, and as he comes out of the door, he almost like trips over himself and catches himself very clumsily. Leaves the door open, cracked a little bit, and he says, Kadroth has been expecting you to come here. Please enter. Go ahead.
We hesitantly make our way in.
All right. And you enter into this room, and it is a very typical office with a desk, and there are some chairs where you're seated, and this man standing up, he's got a fur-lined cloak it's almost like a tuxedo jacket that goes all the way down to the floor. It's this very dark forest green color, black slacks, white shirt. Older, he's got white hair. He's bald on top of his head, but white hair goes around his head. Obviously, he's a tiefling, so he has horns as well. Red skin, a tail that comes out from behind him, and he also has an amulet, one of these crystal amulets around him. And he says, visitors, he says, Levistus has welcomed you. I am glad you are with us.
Why is it that Levistus wants us?
We share a common goal. You dispatched the Dwergar here in Caer-Dineval. They have been a thorn.
Dwergar.
Sure. They have been a thorn in our side, trying to steal our amulets, trying to steal any of our belongings. You have dispatched them. We have a common enemy.
And how exactly did you come to this conclusion that we took care of these alleged Dwarger?
Please, please. And he raises a hand. I understand the confusion, but Levistus knows much. Levistus has told me directly, and told us directly.
Really? And how does Levistus communicate with you? I'm fascinated.
And he points to his head. And he says, I have a direct line with Levistus. We speak as a worshiper of his and a follower of his. We speak frequently.
Wow, you must be pretty important then to Levistus if you have a direct line.
Guilty as charged.
God damn it.
So where'd you get the hardware?
Like all of us, Levistus came to us in a time of need. I was alone in the wilderness, freezing, and he showed me. He asked if I would follow him, and he would save me from the bitter cold and the elements of Icewind Dale. And I said yes. And he showed me a shining, glimmering beacon of hope. I reached out and took it, and it happened to be this amulet that I wear.
And what are Levistus' goals? What is his end plan?
Make me a persuasion check.
Do that. 10.
He says, well, power, wealth, and he has chosen Icewind Dale to be his base of operations. The Dwergar pose a threat to us.
Are there
And-
more than the alleged few that were dispatched of?
They are all over Icewind Dale.
Why Icewind Dale of all places for Levistus?
And he looks down at the amulet and says, and he holds it up, and he says, "This is no ordinary crystal. These are made. This is Chardolin." He said, "Is while very ordinary to look at, this stone is very receptive to magic." Magic can flow through Chardolin very easily.
Seeing that he wants us, Levistus wants us, might I get my own stone? My own shard?
And he says, "You're a Goliath, no doubt, correct?"
Yes, I am. I think the 8 feet stands for
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's he says these amulets have given warmth to us, so that we may stand the bitter temperatures. You as a Goliath may not need that. Now the rest of you I cannot speak to, but as long as your goals align with us, you may or may not need your own amulet. Our amulets came to us all in times of need.
What was your occupation before you found this the Vistus?
Um, I don't actually have an answer to that. He says, I was, um, I've made my way through this world in many places, typically as an advisor to political figures.
And being an
Once,
advisor took you to the edges of the winter wasteland?
yeah, that doesn't really make sense, does it? um,
He likes ice fishing.
yeah, I don't actually have that information, and I am not good enough to make this up on the spot.
No worries. So he, all right. In broader strokes, was he any kind of a violent person or a military person or anything, or was he just a commoner type thing?
More of a
Like the
commoner.
mama-
No, um, not a violent person or a member of a militant group or military or anything like that.
Okay, and then so what took him out into the wasteland that he needed? He was in dire need of uh, Levistus.
We can just make it simple that he was he got lost in a blizzard
Okay.
while traveling through the 10 towns or something like that.
Do I get the impression that he's an athletic human being or more of a scribe?
Definitely not an athletic human being, or tiefling. He's not human, but
Yeah. Is there anyone else in the room?
it
I
is
don't remember.
it is just all of you.
So, what? Since you've, I guess, Levistus is chosen, or companions have taken up hold here. What became of the speaker who was here?
Well, we keep him around for our purposes. The rest of the towns believe that he is still in control of Caer-Dineval. That control belongs to me, or us. From time to time, we'll need him to sign documents, perform his speaker duties to keep up appearances.
Now that our goals are aligned, what exactly are those goals?
Well, we would like not only to take control of Caer-Dineval as we have, we'd like to take control of other towns, of other cities.
And why does Levistus want the control of a frozen wasteland and the towns that are no longer trading with the outside world?
Despite Icewind Dale and despite 10 towns being so far to the north, we believe our reach can reach beyond that. Once we gain control of these towns, the more foothold we have here, the more ability we will have to reach elsewhere. Starting small, so to speak. And you, as adventurers who align with our goals, we are hoping that you can help us in this matter.
And
Does-
how could we help you?
From the looks of all of you, I believe you all have certain sets of skills that would be beneficial to us. That would be of benefit to us.
Yes, but what exactly are you asking?
Should we need to take hold in to gain control of another town, gain influence in other towns, whether it be by force or not, hopefully you could do that with us.
I see.
As I understand it, in Goodmead, there's going to be an election coming up. It would definitely benefit the followers of Levistus to obtain that status.
And what is Levistus' stance on the Zentarum?
We don't. Actually, Kadroth looks inquisitively and says, Well, why? That seems like an odd question. What would the Zentarum have to do with?
I guess maybe the question is to illustrate a bigger picture on Levistus's beliefs to ensure that it aligns with ours. The Zentarum are notorious for being thieves, mobsters, violent, cruel.
Do you think? Do you think us? Do you think we are the Zentarum, or are with the Zentarum? I assure you, we are not.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Yep.
Come on. Big rolls, baby. Big rolls. Ooh, 19.
You are 100% sure that that is true.
Okay.
I hope I didn't insult you by asking that. We really only want to be sure. We meant no offense by it.
I understand your confusion.
Do the beliefs and goals of Levistus align with the Frostmaiden? And I would like to also be observant of any reaction he has to that question.
Ooh. I don't know how to answer this one. I would I
Man,
would.
I'm sorry for throwing
No,
you
no,
so
no,
many
no, no. This is all.
curveballs,
This is
man.
all good. This is all good. We don't have any direct confrontation or direct opposition or allegiance with the Frostmaiden. Given her ways and how she is, what she is doing to Icewind Dale, it's merely a condition we have to accept, and must learn to coexist with.
I would like to insight check to looking to see if all this is actually Levistus and using the Ice Maiden as a cover up, or if there are in fact, and if it is in fact the Ice Maiden.
Okay.
Can I help him with that insight?
Yeah.
15.
So did you make that with advantage, Zymont?
No.
Gigroth
hold
is
on.
going to.
There you go. 14, so 15.
Yeah, you believe that this is true. You believe that what he's saying is true. Nothing is giving you any indication that this is a cover up for the Frostmaiden, or that the Frostmaiden has any dealings with this at all.
Okay. All right. I would like. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Can I make a quick perception check to see if he has any weapons on him?
Sure.
Is a 12.
A 12? All right. You notice not only does he have a dagger that is holstered, I guess, at his waist, you see on the opposite side a ring of keys.
Okay. I'm. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish what you're doing because I'm about to make a move. So finish what you're doing.
No, that's all I wanted to do because I was thinking about maybe yanking that necklace, that shard off
Yep.
of his neck to see
Yep.
if maybe that was gonna do something
We're
like
on this.
cut his
we're on-
connection.
Yep, we're on the same wavelength. I would like to
Awesome.
go ahead and continue to talk to him, but start to veer to the opposite side that Gigroth is on to take his, to if possible, take his line of sight off of Gigroth.
Okay, so
And-
you want to have like the two of you flanking him essentially?
Yes,
Okay.
if possible, with me maintaining his attention,
Mm-hmm.
and also to potentially help Gigroth I would like to also, as soon as I have the majority of his attention, I would like to summon Tomax a decent way, not about 10 feet behind him.
Okay. Yeah, so you summon Tomax. Kadroth notices this. This isn't it's not hiding anything. He is aware that your echo has formed behind him. And he says, "You have great abilities, Monsieur Fighter. You would make a valuable asset to us. Shall I say, welcome to the Knights of the Black Sword?"
History check. Do I know anything about them?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna help with that.
The 13 and a 19. 19?
Okay.
Yes.
Go
Good,
ahead.
thanks.
So yeah, the Knights of the Black Sword are just the cult that follows Levistus. That's just the name of them. There's nothing else you really know about them.
Nothing that shows them as aligned as neutral, good, or evil.
I will have evil, definitely.
Cool. That's all I need to know. I would like to
Same.
teleport. I would like to teleport to trade places with Tomax and attempt to grapple. Not Krennic, Kadroth.
And as Zymot does that, can I make like an athletic check or to like try and grab his necklace very quickly?
Yes. All right. So first off, I will need a contested grappling check from Zymot. And make this with advantage because Kadroth is definitely surprised.
All right, 18.
Yes, Kadroth, I got a 14, but you are able to essentially put him in like a full Nelson from behind, sort is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So he is now trapped. Gigroth, you are going to grab his amulet and pull it
Yes.
off. Would you like to
Yes.
say anything as you do that?
Do I need to make a check for that, or just since he's grappled? I
Oh,
can go ahead and
he's
just do it?
grappled. You can just go ahead and yank this thing off.
All right. All right. So I was like, so I will
Now is the
quickly
time.
just grab it from his necklace. I will quickly grab his necklace. Is right before I pull it off. It's like, let's see how much your what would it be? Is he a devil or right? He's a devil.
He's a
right?
tiefling. He's a tiefling.
No. Well, I mean, what was his name?
The god, Levistus?
Levistus. So it's a god.
It's the archdevil is what I have here.
Archdevil. Devil. Okay. Let's see if your devil speaks through you or speaks through this crystal, and then I'll just rip it off his neck.
Okay. That is where we are going to end our session for the night.
No! Oh, man.
Wait. God damn it, Nick.
Yeah, sorry, it's been a while. All right, so that's where we're gonna end the role playing for the night. Don't go anywhere though. We're gonna be right back in 5 minutes with Crit Chat. We can talk about this session. We'll get going. I'm sure everyone has lots of questions. If you're in chat and you have questions for the group, whether it pertains to the story or not, get those ready. You can ask us then. As always, you can find all the information as far as our Discord, Twitter, YouTube, all below. We will be right back in 5 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for sticking around. We are back with Crit Chat. Holy cow, guys. Akuma, did I sense some frustration with you with the timing of our cliffhanger ending there?
Yeah, and that's like what we've just spent the last 5 minutes debating is there's definitely some differences with how the group wanted to handle this situation. So
I mean, we can
Yeah.
probably talk about it right now.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. If you got,
Yeah.
feel free to talk about it.
So go ahead, Akuma. You can take point on this.
all right, so clearly you've got the two knuckleheads over on the right the right half of the screen. They're
Of
like,
course,
yeah,
the melee fighters.
Hulk smash, get amulet, and so like they're like manhandling this guy, trying to take the amulet from him, and like you got Cyrus and I on the other side. It's like, well, they're against the Zentarum, and like we could maybe just like ride this out for a little bit, enemy of my enemy, and like maybe this is good for us. I mean, they're bad people. Eventually, we're going to get rid of them, but they're a small cult that gives us more leverage against the Zentarum and the good meat election. So maybe they're just a vessel, for us to do the greatest good for the greatest many.
And to be fair, apart from locking up the speaker, they haven't done anything that bad.
Other than just like
Says
completely
the con
taking
man
over.
that another or criminal organization is after.
Other than being blatantly evil cultists who have completely taken over the government of one of the cities of 10 towns, they haven't done anything that bad.
Look, I'm just saying sometimes you have to pick a lesser evil in this situation. And I'm not even saying that we have to like really follow through on it, just enough to get some value out of it.
Question from Rooney55 in the chat. What is Zymot painting?
As a matter of fact, they are Zymot Spalders that I should hopefully have up and running for next week's show. So yep.
Get a little bit of cosplay action on stream. Oh, that's
There you go.
sick.
Once it lines up correctly and I get like everything set up. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been painting this whole time, just doing the final edging on it and whatnot. Gonna do the battle damage and some weather and tear thanks to Enroush's advice.
They
Thanks
look
for asking, man.
awesome, man. I'm super excited to see what they look finished.
Thanks.
Oh shit! I don't even think I realized you were on a second one this time. I thought you were on the same one this entire stream.
Oh no,
Honestly, I thought the same thing.
I've been painting all four. Yeah, because I have the additional. I have the two Spalders, but then I also have the extended shoulder plates that are going to drop down to protect Tibby further. So I've been painting.
Sick.
I've been painting 4 pieces. I'm not that slow of a painter.
Nice. I didn't even realize the transition either.
I've been literally sitting here on 1 piece. Why didn't I get a bigger brush?
I want to give a quick shout out to Megatron00. Thank you very much for following the stream. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. And to Gigroth, Black Skull 201. Thank you for sharing your Twitch Prime. Subbing to the channel. That definitely helps us out. And you get that super duper sweet Sebastian emote.
Sebastian.
Of course, that's all I wanted. The essence.
This Sebastian emote.
Yeah, that lizard we left for dead at like 2 towns over.
Oh, he'll come back for certain. This is a fairly long campaign. I'm sure Sebastian will make his presence known in the future.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have some emotes coming up soon. Some more, so your subscription will get some pretty new awesome emotes as well. I want to get that done.
Also has a question.
Darthanios, so I can tell a Jedi's an Echo Fighter, but what are the other people playing as far as subclasses go? Yeah, we'll just go in order around in a circle. Akuma first, you.
Yeah, so Akuma is a multi-class into Sorcerer and Wizard. So for Sorcerer, it's Wild Magic, and for Wizard, it is School of Divination.
And then Gigroth?
Gigroth, well, I am a Barbarian, and my subclass is Totem Warrior. And the main reason I chose Totem Warrior was because of the what is it? The traits and the features that I get from the Eagle class in the Totem Warrior.
And then Cyrus.
I am a bard with the subclass, the College of Eloquence. The kind of key characteristic of that class is the Silver Tongue, where it turns all of my persuasion and deception checks. Any rolls from a 1 to a 9 automatically get turned into a 10. So I get to just sort of cheese.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, so everything is a minimum of a 15 for me in those two.
So, going back to our original story, I think I personally think we could still salvage this if we want to be teams. Like I said, if we're dealing with the devil, I don't think they mind survival of the fittest. So I think we can kill this dude and tell him, hey, we'll work for you, but we're in charge. And I think we could still kind of play that, feed into the martial brutes as well as catering to the more eloquent, see what I did there? Eloquent people of the party.
I don't get it.
Of course you wouldn't.
I mean, so like, there's,
Peasant.
I guess there wasn't
I
as
respect
many
it, Jedi.
like breadcrumb trails left this with this session. Like you got some answers. I don't think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but are there more questions now than what you had last time, or about the same, just different ones?
Say
The plot
different
thickens.
ones. I would say different ones, but I feel like we're kind of making our way down a path. Now we're like getting some headway into more things. Like I wouldn't say there are more questions than before because it was so open-ended before. I definitely feel like we're narrowing in on kind of the route we're taking with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it's gonna start to get to a point where we're gonna have to decide if we want to be the quote unquote heroes of 10 towns, because there's just so much, there's so much going on right now that we could dabble. There's corruption. There's a Zentarum. There's the Black Swords with Levistus. There's the Icewind. There is a lot more going on right now than just a curse from a demigod, and so I think at some point we're going to have to make that decision of how big of an influence and impact do we want to make on the 10 towns altogether, because I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised that if we go to the other towns, there's going to be at least 2 other potential plot lines or choices that we could get involved in or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. I guess kind of like talking about your question, Nick. I don't feel like I have as many questions, but I really feel like depending on how this interaction wraps up in the next session, we're really on the brink of having some agency in how this campaign goes.
Yeah, definitely. This is the first major thing that you guys have come across that has a lasting effect on 10 towns. Like killing Sefik was one thing, but this is the first major influence that you have on the storyline and on the outcome of, everything else through the rest of the adventure. So how does, where do each of you stand with that? Like how does Xymot feel about? Does Xymot want to be the savior of 10 towns? Does Xymot just I'm here for a job. This is what I want to do. Same thing with Gigroth, Cyrus, and Akuma. How does your character feel about that?
Xymot hasn't survived this long as a coin blade through all these various contexts by trying to be a hero. He gets the job done. He gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he lets his companions die for him.
What? That has yet to be confirmed nor denied, sir. Thank you very much.
You literally told us that you have so many stories of your fellow swords people or coin swords dying while you survived, and you're like, it's just what happens when around me.
It's not once have I said that everyone died. Not once have I no. I think this. You guys are making assumptions. The only person that we have confirmed has issues is Cyrus. Thank you very much.
Oh, way to deflect it onto me because you can't handle the heat, can you? You don't like being called out. Let's just dogpile on Cyrus.
It's funny that,
fuck Cyrus.
Yeah, you deflected it to me because of that. You're like, oh wait, let me point out this one tiny issue that may or may not be a flaw to divert stuff from everyone pointing out to me that is factual.
It's a fact that 8 different groups you've been a part of have all died besides you. What's the common denominator there, Xymot? You.
They're all careless and reckless.
Oh, sure. Everyone else is careless, not me. I'm just saying I haven't gotten any of my companions killed. Maybe in a little trouble with the law, but
all I'm saying is that Xymot has never double-crossed the Zentarum. Just saying.
I didn't double cross the Zentarum. I unknowingly
You pissed them off.
Yeah, I
You just pissed them
unknowingly
off.
pissed them off. That was more of a Mr. Magoo kind of thing where I'm like, oh, let's go fleece this doofus at the bar. Oh no, he's part of the Zentarum, and now I've got a bounty on my head. That was not
Oh,
oh,
speaking, we could go back to ripping on Zyma if you want, but speaking of wrong place, wrong time, what about freaking killing those dwarves and turning out that they were the good guys?
That's
Good.
what I was saying. That's why I
don't know if
smacked
they're
your head
good
and you
guys.
still opened the door.
I don't know if they're good guys. Like they attacked us the second we walked in the door, and you want to call them good? I think that's a pretty big
I
leap.
said good. I said good. I threw up
They were the-
quotations.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the quotes.
Yeah, because that actually that's something that when he said that those dwarves were actually their enemies, and I was like, for what? Because they keep trying to grab those crystals. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that we can meet another dwarf along the way and ask them about, hey, what's going on with this?
Yeah, dude, we've killed some of your companions. Do you think you could help us out?
Yeah, we just blame it on the cult.
Yeah, there
I
might
mean,
Those
who
dwarves
knows?
not gonna know.
there might
Or
be
probably
something
another
greater
sect.
there with the dwarves. Who knows?
Exactly. They're probably another sect of evildoers that are just trying to get their little slice of Icewind Ale, which now Zyma doesn't feel so bad because he just wants to make some money. Apparently, everyone
Right.
else is set out on world domination and like society suppression.
I think for Gigroth, he does not necessarily he wants to be the hero. It's more about being that Goliaths are generally lawfully good, sometimes lawfully neutral. So I think for Gigroth, it's just he sees the wrongdoings going on, and he himself can't just stand by and do nothing.
I think that's perfect. I think that's exactly how Gigroth would be. And in my mind, Gigroth sees wrongdoing and he says, "I'm a big, strong guy. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna set the rights."
I think that's kind of
Right.
an interesting thing about like the characters. I was like, he definitely is a little more in that black and white of things, whereas somebody like Cyrus is definitely very, very gray. I wouldn't say he's like outright evil, but he definitely is like I'm in it to save my skin. If you know, if you ruffle a few feathers along the way, you know, it's your problem, not mine.
Right.
What about you, Akuma? We haven't heard from you. How does Akuma feel about all of this?
So given like Akuma's kind of like tortured past and like the whole his alignment is chaotic good. So being chaotic good, it's greatest good for the greatest many, and that maybe if joining with like the Black Hands would hurt a few people, but at the end of the day, it gets the Frostmaiden and the Zentarum out of town. Maybe that's worth it.
Okay. So like Akuma theoretically would be okay with these human sacrifices going on.
I don't think Akuma is okay with it because Akuma's not necessarily sold that the sacrifices are doing as advertised.
Okay, or that they even
Especially
need to
when
be
you have-
made.
Yeah, and especially when
Yeah,
you have
I'm with you
people
on
like
that.
trying to pay off on the lottery and like get out of the lottery and bribing public officials. Like that just reeks of more just, sentient greed. I don't know if sentient's the right word, but just because I don't want to use the term human, but
It just it seems like an unfounded decision to just axe community members' lives without really any validation that it's actually helping in any way or like any indication that it's actually stopping other than, well, it hasn't gotten worse. It's like, okay, like that's not very like what does that accomplish then? Like you don't know if it's actually helping anything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Right.
if in some of the towns they're not sacrificing people or they just throw out some food or something and they're still fine, then clearly what is this, just like a PR move among the towns to be like, look, we're doing something about the winter. Come on, stay here, everybody. Don't run south or something. Like,
Right. See, I'm thinking that the reason why some towns chose to do the sacrifice of people because based on modern time, if you don't have an heir, you don't have someone you can give your things to, or let's say that it does get passed on to kin, but they can't keep up with it, or it ends up going to the state, or it goes, you know what I mean? So it could be that there's some political figures like, okay, well, if these people die, we get more of their shit, and we keep that for ourselves. Or for whatever other reason, maybe the cult has some influence in already in the 10 towns, that, sacrificing these people, and like how I mentioned earlier, these two parents that just went off for no reason, like, well, common sense reason, and it was due to Levitus,
Yep, Levistus.
that Levistus, sorry, Levistus, led them to Caer-Dineval, Caer-Dineval kid. Ah,
Yeah,
bad
we
with
know, yeah.
names.
So you
There's
think?
been like
And-
80 names dropped in the last.
Oh,
few
yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
There's
So-
so many names.
so you
They all
think-
sound similar?
You think that like there's something more nefarious with the sacrifices happening?
I do believe so. I do. I believe it on a political front, but it also, I think it has to do with the cult, with whatever small amount of influence they already have. Because I wouldn't put it past a devil to like to want like the souls of other creatures.
Okay. Cool. That was I couldn't be happier with how that session went. And I'm sorry for leaving you all on a cliffhanger, but I it's the perfect spot to end it, and I could not be more excited about what's going to happen next week. And
Oh,
and,
for
and
sure,
part
for
of
sure.
and part of that's because like I know the things that could happen because I've read the book, but I am very excited to see how the story unfolds with all of you in it.
I think there's a lot of like, I think there's like a lot of build up, and like, especially with the predicament we're in as we left it. There's a lot that could go on with there. It could just turn into an all out brawl in the keep. It could turn into us maybe turning it back around and taking control of the Black Hand. I don't know, but it is really interesting to see where that's gonna go.
We become the BBG of this. We like take over. We win. So one of us gets elected the Seeker. The other one is head of the Black Swords. Like we just slowly take over all the corruption and the. Oh yes, I like it. I like
And
it.
then we become the corruption in the process. Oh, and then the next campaign will be that group of adventurers trying to take down our old campaign. That's such a cool idea.
Oh, that's it. Sold. I'm on it. I'm on board, man.
Same.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, thanks everyone for sticking around. If you jumped partway through and missed some of the action earlier, have no fear. The VOD will be up as soon as we end the stream. Yeah.
Nick, real quick, just shout out to you, man. Thanks for letting me explore the Echo Knight, both in
dude.
combat and in RP, man. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
It's great. I love everything about it. I love Tomax jumping in and getting in a quick conversation with the speaker, with Speaker Cranach. I think it's just a super cool class, and it's fine. It's great. Yeah, so thanks again, everyone, for hanging around. If you missed part of the stream, you can catch the VOD as soon as we're done here. Also, the full thing will be up on YouTube tomorrow. Again, all of those links, everything. If you want to follow more of us, you can follow us on Twitter. You can jump in the Discord and interact with the group there. We've got a great little community started going there. All of those links can be found below the stream. Thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. We'll be back next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and we'll see what happens in Caer-Dineval. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a great night.
Take care.
Good night, guys.